Hello, hello out there, Internet. Welcome to Haxxor 91 Subnet. I'm your host, Haxxor 91, and tonight we are going to be playing some Space Quest. We're going to be playing Space Quest 1, both the original AGI and the VGA remake. I'm going to do my best to show off as many death scenes and do some narration and voice acting. So let's go ahead and jump on in. Let me go ahead and adjust the audio, because I know the PC speaker can be a bit jarring. And actually, I'm going to turn down my volume a bit, because it's a bit loud for me. So, this game first came out in 1986, put out by Sierra Online. This game is some of the earliest memories I have. Light years from Earth's solar system, the people of the galaxy of Ernon have been struggling to maintain the precious balance of life. The sun of Ernon is slowly dying. The planets grow cold. Food is no longer plentiful. Life will soon become impossible to sustain. The scientific community of Xenon devised a plan to convert one of Ernon's lifeless planets into a new sun. The effort was centered around the development of a device called the Star Generator. The Star Generator would be capable of igniting an otherwise useless planet into a raging ball of flame. An expedition set out aboard the Starship Arcata to successfully complete the development and testing of the Star Generator. The Arcata is now returning triumphantly to Xenon with the fully operational Star Generator.
Fully armed and operational Star Generator.
You serve as a member of the crew of the Arcata as a janitor. That's right, a janitor. And not a very good one. You'd probably have been sacked and replaced were the Arcata not millions of kilometers from Xenon. As we join our story, you have just completed one of your famous on-shift naps in one of the janitorial storage closets. So I believe that is the end of the text. So, welcome aboard Arcata. To log in as a crew member, please enter your name below, up to 18 characters. So, the first two games allowed you to put your name in if you wanted to. But we're going to go with the default. If you don't enter in anything, the game defaults to Roger Wilco. You're startled by the sound of an alarm. It's followed by an urgent voice, which warns you that the Arcata has been boarded by unknown intruders. It ends abruptly. So, the first part of this game is actually on a timer. So, we don't have much time to lollygag. I'm going to keep things moving. I will talk a bit about this game, though. This is one of the first games that I remember seeing my father playing. Late at night. He got a copy of it. If I remember, it was pirated. And watching him... And this was the coolest part. You could go into the elevator up there and come out down there. And at the time, that was like groundbreaking. So, in this game, of course, it's a text parser. It's just kind of like King's Quest. So we're going to have a look. You'll have to be more specific. So, look, body. It appears to be one of your crewmates. He is non-functional. Search body. You search the body of your crewmate and find a key card. Get key card. You take the key card. And we're going to do something here, because if you notice, we got a point for that. Well, there's a way to lose a point. If you kick the body. Good grief, Roger Wilco. You're a bit twisted, I must say. And you lose a point. Which is why I saved, because we're getting all the points today. In fact, I'm going to switch over because I just need to bring something up. And where's my mouse? There we go. No, not that. Crap, I just closed my browser window because I can't see the mouse cursor. Thankfully, it remains paused when you are in that screen. So we're not losing time. There we go. All right. I am now back in and we can resume. So we need to actually go back to that other room we were in a few moments ago. And we're going to take a quick look. Look room. This is the Arcada's data archive. Many volumes of information are stored on data cartridges. There's a computer console here. Oh, the door opens, and a man you recognize as one of the lab scientists enters. He appears to be injured. After only a few steps, he slumps to the floor. Look, man. A large laser hole has been burned in his uniform, through which you can see previously unexposed tissue. Struggling painfully, he rises up to on one elbow. He tells you that the Arcada is under attack, and that the star generator is in danger. You'd better leave if you value your life. He looks over towards the shelves full of cartridges and utters the words, "Astral body." And then he settles to the floor, lifeless. So we're going to do a thing and take a look here. Look screen. Welcome to the Arcada Data Archive, Model DX Storage and Retrieval System. To select a cartridge, enter the title below. Astral Body. Searching. Title. Hang on. Astral Bodies. There we go. Title found. Retrieving. And honestly, I know that this predates this by several decades, but this is very reminiscent kind of Rogue One when they're on Scarif trying to get the Death Star plans, which is kind of ironic because this thing is, the Star Generator is kind of a cross between the Genesis device and, from Star Trek 2, and the Death Star in a way. So we got the cartridge, and we can actually try. I'm going to save here. No, let's just save over the same spot. Cartridge in slot. The alien observes his handiwork briefly, then leaves. As you lie on the floor in a smoldering carbogelatinous heap, you can't help but wonder why you bothered getting up this morning. Thank you for playing Space Quest. Too bad you failed miserably and doomed all of your people to a horrible death at the hands of the Sariens. If you continue playing as skillfully as this, we'll never have a chance for a sequel. Better luck next time. So, if you want to view the cartridge, you can't do it here, is basically what the game is telling you. We're going to do a lot of the deaths. There might even be some I missed, because I tend not to die much in this game. Yeah, so this loop, this whole thing is a loop. If we were to continue, if we went through that elevator and went upstairs and went to the left, it takes us back to the first screen, if I remember right. So this is where the Star Generator was. Look room. This is the Star Generator Development Laboratory. Due to your incredibly low security clearance, you have never been allowed to access this room. Looks like there's a screen in the back. Look screen. Warning, self-destruct mechanism has been armed. Evacuate the ship immediately. This is not a test. Time till detonation. And it's counting down. I did not know about that screen until the past year or two. I didn't know it was a thing. But that is how you find out in this version of the game about the countdown. You think you hear footsteps. Now, if we stand here, bam, they just shoot us. And it's the same message as last time. But we should... So if we stay here in the elevator like this, unable to see anyone here, the alien leaves to search elsewhere. So they go away. It is purely a random event. It doesn't always happen, but sometimes. There are safe screens and then there are dangerous screens. This is actually one of the safe screens. So look room. You're in the central control area of the Arcada. The reactor domes pulsate irregularly, as if they had been tampered with. This does not look good. Through the window just above the control console, you can see down into the vehicle bay below. Look bay. Your limited view shows that there's a large vehicular bay below. Look doors. No. How about look panel? On the console by the window are two buttons marked as open bay door and close bay door. Well, let's press open. Sweet. And that got us some points too. And this is another potentially dangerous screen, but if they've not come by now, they won't. Put card in slot. How about put key card in slot? You slide the key card into its slot. You hear an audible click as you take the key card back. And that allows this door to open. If you don't, it will not open. Bay doors are open. So let's see. Press left. Oops. Might have I add an extra S in. Left. And press right. So, look. Fine. Look closet. Looks like an electrical gadget of some sort. So get gadget. And then we're going to grab the suit. Get suit. All right. We now have a space suit. It doesn't look like it is, but it is actually pressurized. We can withstand 0G. Actually, you know what? We're going to go back because I want to show that off. Put keycard in slot. We are doing the deaths in this game. I keep forgetting that. I'm used to playing this alone where I tend not to die. So we're going to save in here. We're going to press airlock. And the door slides open. And as we come out here... Oops, forgot my suit. That concludes your experiment involving the effects of total vacuum on the human body, Roger Wilco. And it's the same message before. So yeah, we need the suit or we die. So let's do that again. Press left, press right, get gadget, and get suit. Now, the gadget is actually a translator, though we don't know that yet. In fact, let's take a look at what we got. We've got the cartridge. This is a data storage cartridge. On it is the words Astral Body Formation, The Untold Story. We've got the key card. The key card is a flat rectangular piece of synthetic material, which is magnetically keyed for the passing check stations. Written in tiny letters are the words Beak and Hinder Security Systems. I'm sure there's a reference to that name. The gadget. Written on the electronic gadgets are the words Dialect Translator. On one end is a dial and a light, currently dim. So we're going to press... airlock. Also, one other thing I don't think I pointed out. Roger's hair is brown in this game, which does come into play a bit later. And there, you'll see. So there's a hole here. Ah! Well, Roger Wilco, that was a smooth half gainer into the elevator shaft. Did you decide that you would think more clearly with your brains reorganized? So basically, look panel. Looking at the console, you see a button marked platform. There are also some gauges which don't interest you. So, press platform. There's now an escape pod here. Get in pod. All right, say, look pod. You're sitting in the pilot's seat of the escape pod, facing towards the window. There's a dark console before you and a seatbelt straps at your side. Confused as to what you should do, you wish you would have paid more attention during crew orientation. So we're going to save as pod, because we're at a good save point. And we're going to do the first logical thing and close the door. Done. Buckle. Belt. Safety first. Press. Power. Look. Fine. Look panel. The console consists of a screen, pod status indicators, a throttle, and some buttons. The buttons are marked Auto Nav, Power, and Don't Touch. Let's look screen. Escape pod systems activated. Ready for instructions. Emergency program initiated. Pull throttle to execute launch sequence. Pull throttle. The escape pod moves slowly out of the vehicle bay into space. Congratulations, you've narrowly escaped an explosive death. Don't start patting yourself on the back just yet, though. You're now traveling aimlessly through the cosmos. So, the first thing we want to do is, we're going to, actually, first, we're going to slow it down just a bit. Because that does affect the speed of what things happen. And we're going to press Don't Touch, because we can. It said don't touch. I warned you. And here we are in King's Quest. Whoa, splash. Ken, did you hear something? It was probably just the gators entertaining another Space Quest player. Go back to sleep, Berta. So, through a strange quirk of fate, or was it, you have stumbled into a place beyond time, space, and dimension. You have entered the Daventry Zone. That's right, the land of King's Quest. This will not help you now since you are playing Space Quest. So, if you remember during our King's Quest stream, you can get eaten by the gators. And that's just kind of what happened to us. Because, yeah, they love their Easter eggs in this game. So, let's go ahead and restore. Let's look at the screen again. Escape pods activated. All systems are go. So, press Auto Nav. That was the other button. And look screen. Okay. Now we wait. Because the Auto Nav will kick in. The monitor flashes. You study it to see what new information is being displayed. Planet profile. Planet Corona, dimensions 3744.3 kilometer diameter. Atmosphere breathable. Life civilization unknown. Temperature 40 Celsius. Navigation systems locked in. The AutoNav systems has locked onto the small planet of Corona, and the pod has begun its approach. Nothing to do now, but hang on. So, it's clearly a Corona beer reference, which, cool. Oh, and I forgot to mention, during the King's Quest thing, it was Ken and Roberta Williams speaking to each other in that sequence when you crash into the moat. Thwomp. After a skull-jarring landing, you peer through the shattered viewing port out into the desert landscape. A feeling of utter desolation settles in. You're in a fine mess now, Roger Wilco. Look pod. You're inside the escape pod. It appears that the more fragile devices were damaged severely by the impact of landing. A survival kit has broken loose from someplace. So get kit. Done. Open kit. This is your survival kit. It contains a Xenon army knife and a can of dehydrated water. Let's take a look at these things. The dehydrated water. This is a cylinder of dehydrated water. At the top of the cylinder is a regulator and a short nozzle. On the side is a label. Read label. The can label says, Pelvitrons dehydrated water, H2. All you add is air. Makes 10 gallons. Directions to use. Simply drink from nozzle. Metered amounts will be dispensed. Caution, do not attempt to open or rupture. Misuse could result in a personal injury and or flash flooding. So, unbuckle belt. There we go. I just misspelled unbuckle. Get out. All right, so we're going to take a look-see here. Look pod. The pod seems to be semi-destroyed. So this is actually a really poor part of the clue, and it stumped my father for weeks. But the solution is actually on the last screen. We need to get some glass from the pod. Glass now in possession. So, we're going to say Corona. And we're going to increase the speed of it, because it is a bit slow otherwise. Let's just explore about a bit. And I'm sure the desert would go, whoop, chomp. You have just become a vertical meal for the local welcoming committee. So, that looks kind of like a graboid from the movie Tremors. Problem, this comes out a couple of years before Tremors. So it's not actually a Tremors reference. As much as one might think it would be. It's not. Let's go up. Oh, chomp. Okay, so. And mind you, I'd like you to note that this is purely a... You have no way of knowing this. There's nothing to indicate that this is the right or wrong way to go. It is pure chance that one of these ways will just lead to death. And that's how these games kind of were in the past. You know, this is a pretty short game. We're going to finish this and the VGA version tonight. We're going to get this plant here because it doesn't really do much except give you an extra inventory item. It's kind of a red herring. It doesn't actually get used in this game. But that's how these games were, because, you know, it's a short game, really, if you know what you're doing. If you don't, then it'll take a lot longer. And I am doing all of these different ones because the deaths are A, funny, but also B, there are some different ones. Right now, the creature that's been eating us is called a grell. We'll find that out later, though. And I believe this is, yep, another chomp. So, we're lucky. We landed near this rock formation here. And there is a reason I am going around here, because... Oh, actually, you know what? Nope, let's go back. I forgot one. I forgot something. Because, like I said, we're trying to do as many deaths as we can. We're going to look in this hole here. You learn nothing new through this act. Climb in hole. And out comes our skull and bones and a burp. Whatever's in that hole just enjoyed lunch. On you. This should teach you to be cautious when encountering alien holes. It adds absolutely nothing beyond a cute death animation. There is no purpose to it whatsoever beyond that. Actually, hang on. So, sorry, the reason I keep restoring is there is a timed event here that will fuck us up if we're not careful. Alrighty. So if I remember right, it's this way to get to what I want. And we're just going to go side, because this is a side thing just for a death. It should be here. I think it's this one. Oh, nope, not there. The one I'm looking for is an asteroid will hit you. No, it's not there. I'm just trying to remember where it is. Let's try this way. Maybe it's this one? Because there are a couple of, like, hard to tell places. No, it won't even... Okay. So the grell will not even let you get away from that screen once you've entered it, it looks like. So we're going to go in here and technically... we're not supposed to know to do this yet. But we're going to do it anyway. We're going to throw the water at this creature. Orat, always in the mood for a snack, snatches the can out of the air with its spacious oral cavity, chews and swallows it. He notices a rumbling deep in his abdomen. Oh, Boom! Orat's eyes proved bigger than its stomach for that once. Incapable of being history's first living reservoir, his body succumbs to the intense internal pressure created by nearly 10 gallons of instantly reconstituted water. As a special bonus, you've received a much-needed shower. So, we did all of that to A, get rid of the thing, but we need to get this part here. You reach down and take the Orat part in your hand. Some of it oozes to fill the space between your fingers. Yuck. So this is actually one of those, basically, we're told to come kill this creature later. We're saving ourselves a trip, basically. In the next game, the remake that is, there's actually, oh crap. Suddenly, you see a large black metal sphere falling out of the sky. A Sarien spider droid. Upon touching down on the planet's surface, it sprouts legs and begins its search for you. You recall from an article in Space Piston magazine that this droid is designed to seek out organic life forms and self-destruct when contact is made. So, this creature is the timed event I was referring to a moment ago. It is the alternate solution to destroy the Orat in the remake that I was just about to talk about, which we're actually going to try. I don't think I've ever really tried it. But we can still destroy this creature because if we didn't get the Orat, it would still fall down and it would be a real problem if we were to come back up to the surface later. So this creature is actually designed after a Johnny Quest monster. In one of the Johnny Quest episodes, there's like a spider, a black spider with a red eye. It was not known that you are a master of the rock. That was a fine effort. And they said that the creators, Mark Crow and Scott Murphy, said that the spider droid is based off of that creature. We destroyed it by putting that rock on it. But in the remake, you can actually have the spider droid destroy the Orat, which is, I think, a cool second way to solve this puzzle. So let's see what's on this pillar. Look, pillars. Well, hang on. Let's say look. Just look. Look. Room. You are high atop a rocky plateau near two halves of an arch. This desert below seems to stretch to infinity. So look arch. That's what I was looking for. You see a pair of oddly curved rock formations. They point at each other as if to form an arch. Well, let's go through it. Whoa! Bonk. Let's take a look where we are. Look cave. This is one end of what appears to be a large cavern. The only way to go is to the left. There's a rock nearby. So if the game points out something specific like that, it means pay attention. So we're going to get the rock. Done. Oh, sorry, I was going too far to the south. We, in fact, needed to go to the north. There's some grading here. Let's just cave. You have been snatched from existence by a tentacled beast lurking beneath the grate. You feel the painful sting of digestive fluids. So, I just love the little tentacles. And you have to sneak along the top, which is a cool puzzle, because I do love the animation and the tentacles. But you'd think that there would be an actual, solution to it beyond just stepping to the side. And they actually make use of that in the remake. So this geyser is going, and let's have a look at the cave here. This is another large chamber in the underground complex. There's a path to the back wall, which is not accessible from the bottom. Let's take a look at the grate. You are not close enough. How about now? The grate's made of metal and seems to be fastened securely to the floor. It's too dark to see down through the grate. There is, however, an odd smell emanating from down there. Let's take a look at the geyser. There's a geyser cone here. It's rhythmically spewing hot steam. So this game is one of the reasons how I learned to type and spell, as it was for a lot of children of this era. In fact, I had to learn how to spell geyser. So put rock in geyser. Oh, and a door opened up by doing that. All right, let's take a look here. Look cave. This is a slightly smaller chamber in the underground complex. There's a path above, which is not accessible from here. There's a pool on the right side. Look pool. You gaze intently at the purplish pool of liquid, the first real sign of moisture on the planet. The pool seems to have no bottom. The gentle dripping has a soothing effect on your frazzled nerves. So let's go ahead and do a quick save here and drink water. Fine, drink pool. Get water. You have nothing that could successfully contain the water, the liquid. Drink water. Drink liquid. Damn it, I'm trying to drink the damn liquid, but it's not letting me. Oh well, we'll just move on. Because, you can in the remake, and we'll do it there, and you'll see what happens. So, this is where my father got stuck for about a month. And if we walk through this, you get cut to shreds. You're now laying on the floor in many pieces. Guess those beams meant business, Roger Wilco. So they're laser beams. And so what we need to do is, let's actually look at what we have here. We've looked at the cartridge, the ORAT part. The ORAT part seems to consist of a spiny piece of bone with a small amount of somewhat less soiled material clinging to one end. The glass, here we go. This is a piece of highly reflective, that's the important part, view shield glass from the escape pod. Due to its special design, there are no sharp edges. So it's safety glass. Cool. The plant. It's a plant which you are not familiar with. Okay, yeah, it's just telling us about what was in there. And the Xenon Army Knife. This is your handy-dandy Xenon Army Knife. So let's put the beam, or put glass in beam, sorry. That can't be done from here. Let's move closer. You've quite cleverly turned the beam upon itself, frying it into inoperability. And I've got to say that the artwork for this is fantastic. I want to point out the fact that they were only dealing with 16 colors with this. And just look at how they did the highlights and the shadows. The highlights are done with the same purple that's the floor, while the shadows are the black. And they do this in all of the Sierra games with this. They do such a good job. And there are so many AGI games and the SCI Zero games where they have this gorgeous palette, or this limited palette, and create these gorgeous scenes from the limits that they had to deal with in their time. And I just love it. I wish I was that talented. So, these drips. Let's have it drip on us. You are unpleasantly surprised by a drop of searing acid, which bores its way to your feet. So basically, the drips are acid, and so is the pool below. So if we were to drink from it, which for some reason it wouldn't let me do. Okay, I mistimed that one. You will die. All right, now we're on the upper path up here. So before we go in, we are going to do a quick save because I want to show both sides of this. A massive holographic image appears before you. You sense that you are the only life form in the area.
Or urgent Marge George Puffark from work for quit. Whippy you, dear up you for technician to hum nerk milk. We can fancy me with a jigger. But hos info blah 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 blah.
Because of your inability to understand the alien's language, he has sent you back to the surface. So basically, we need to turn on that dialect translator. Turn on gadget. You turn the dial to the right. The light begins to glow. And I'm out of curiosity. Let's take a look at the gadget. Oh, and a light currently on. I just was curious if the description changed. I figured it probably would. A massive holographic image appears before you. You sense that you are the only life form in the area. So, you have found your way to my hallowed chamber. Fortunately, there is much more to you than meets the eye. That's a backhanded compliment. I have been monitoring your travels on our planet. It appears that you are up the proverbial estuary without a means of locomotion. Up shit creek without a paddle. And I like this, but I like a slight variation on it. Up the proverbial estuary without the necessary means of propulsion. Locomotion or propulsion works. Try saying that to somebody when you're trying to tell them that you're up shit creek without a paddle. It is the funniest thing, because it takes you. Usually, when I've done it to people, it takes them a couple of moments to get it, and when they do, they will crack up. So I highly recommend using up the proverbial estuary with the necessary means of locomotion. It's a great line. You are obviously in need of transportation. It has come to my attention that you have met Orat. If you have proof of Orat's demise, drop it for my inspection. So if we didn't kill Orat already, it would tell you there's a creature called Orat. Go kill it. So we're going to drop part. You drop the Orat part to the ground. The vision is silent. You are startled by a rumbling, and suddenly an oddly shaped door comes into view. It opens slowly. You hear a voice, different this time, beckoning you to step forward. Ooh, cool.
Please don't be alarmed. We intend no harm. We are a peaceful race. We are cautious, however. Others don't share our way of life. Welcome to Corona. You are standing in the power generation facility of all of our underground settlement. All power here is produced by steam. That is unimportant to you, however. That's why I mentioned it, because it's absolutely unimportant. We have promised you transportation. It is a skimmer. It hovers approximately 1/2 of a meter above the traveling surface. This is very important because of Grell. Grell and his like dwell in caves below the sand. If you stand on the surface too long, you chance becoming a rare, moist meal for him.
So that's the creature that was eating us before.
The skimmer is programmed to take you to a settlement on the other side of Corona, called Yulin's Flats. Flatulence.
It's a pun on that.
You can make further travel arrangements there. I am sorry. This is all that we can offer. I hope your trip is a safe one. Board the skimmer when you are ready to depart. Good luck, strange one.
So, if you notice, there's a screen here. And we have a cartridge that we have yet to view because we would get killed before. So let's go ahead and look at the slot here. You notice that the slot is just about the size of a data cartridge. Cartridge in slot. Would help if I could spell. The cartridge snaps neatly into the slot, and the screen comes alive. Whoever shall read this, my name is Dr. Slash Vohal. I am a scientist with the Star Generator Project aboard the Starlab Arcata. We have just successfully completed the development and testing of the Star Generator. During the time, I have come to believe that our progress has been monitored by others. I fear that the Sariens may have learned of our mission. If my fears prove true, the Star Generator and the people of our universe are in serious jeopardy. The Star Generator is a miraculous device. Used as intended, it will help preserve life for eons to come. Used as a device for evil, it would cause the destruction of millions of lives and enslave all who oppose the Sariens. Encoded within this cartridge are all plans and specifications for the construction of the Star Generator. Should any disaster befall the Star Generator project, scientists would be able to create a duplicate of the Star Generator with this information. Please guard this with your life. Return it to Xenon ruling body as quickly as possible. Important note, the Star Generator is capable of self-destruction. This was introduced to the system as a precaution. To activate it, one must enter the code 6858. A 5-minute timer will begin to count down. Beware of anyone within 5 kilometers of the Star Generator will be in danger once the timer has been initiated. Please be careful, and good luck. So, it's basically, if you haven't been able to tell already, this is the plot of Star Wars A New Hope. You know, the plans are stored on a cartridge. Originally it's R2 in Star Wars, but it's on a data cartridge that Leia inserts. And then they go to a desert planet in an escape pod, and you know, it's basically that. So now that we know that, we're going to do a quick save here, and we're just going to call this 6858 because it's a useful number to remember. Get cartridge. You wisely retrieve the cartridge from its slot. So, there is a sort of a bad ending to this game, and there's 2 ways to achieve it. One is not get the cartridge in the first place and leave it on the Arcata. The second is to leave it in that slot there. And you actually get points for getting the cartridge in this version. But you could leave the cartridge there. There is no visual indicator. It's just one of those, well, you put the cartridge in and it didn't tell you you took it out. So sorry about your luck. So you need to make sure to take it with you. Next comes the sequence I dislike the most. Get in Skimmer. And we're going to do this turn key. You turn the key, and suddenly the jet turbines begin to whir. The skimmer begins to shake beneath you as its platform slowly moves into the launch tube. You can't help but wonder what you've gotten yourself into this time. As you nervously hang on, the skimmer rises slowly to the surface of the planet via a secret passage. And we zoom off into the wild yonder. Upon reaching the surface, you throttle up and zoom off into the sunset. The settlement is on the other side, so basically we need to dodge these rocks. And I know it's kind of hard to see against the yellow surface, but there are a couple of pixels of white, which represents the settlement. And we're going to avoid all of them, and yes, I am going to save scum this, but we're also going to do a quick... I want to show you what happens if you get hit too many times. And it tells you how damaged you are. Critical. Whee! Kersplat. Had you eaten a few less donuts during the mission, you might have cleared that rock, Roger Wilco. So basically, don't get hit. Shit. Ah, crap. Okay, so the idea is you want to save scum. The rocks really do come randomly, and the best strategy I've found is never stop moving. So there's no reason actually in this version to not get hit in this sequence, but we are going to save here. But in the remake, there is, because you get more points that way. In fact, let's move it to slow. It is a bit easier when you do this in slow. And I've tried as a kid, and there is absolutely no way to cheese this. Like, you can't hang out on a certain part of the screen, like the left or the absolute left or right. It's just not happening. You cannot do that and expect to survive. I'd like to also point out that we can get progress because it's now not just like 4 pixels in the center. It's now divided white pixels. It is getting larger. Shit, we're gonna restore that. I know there's no reason to do it, but I'm still doing it anyway. Sorry, guys. You gotta put up with me and my doing this a certain way. It's just how I am sometimes. It's the autism. Woo! Oh, crap. Damn it. I'm not going to save after every rock, but I'm going to save after a few. That'll do. Okay. And the rocks truly are random. Like I said, it's best to keep moving because by the time that they start to show up, if you're not moving, you're not getting out of the way in time. That I did learn a long time ago. Also, I just love the graphics. Like, the skimmer is just a really cool vehicle. And I love the way that Roger kind of moves over from side to side in it when you're telling him what direction to go. It's just a cool little detail that they included in the animation. And, oh, we're almost there because now the buildings are actually slightly taller. Yeah, crap. And so, like I mentioned during the King's Quest playthrough, this is really easy nowadays because to save, it takes not even a quarter of a second to just, you know, escape, save. Back in the day, you were most likely saving this to a floppy disk, and it might even be in on a separate disk because, well, hard drives weren't always a thing, and if you had one, they were fucking expensive. So, shit. Okay, woo, that was close. Let's go ahead and save again. But no, like, it would have taken a lot longer to do the saving and restoring, had this been back in 1986. So we'll just be thankful for, 38 years of technical advancements, and we're going to use those to our advantage. Thank you very much. I don't feel guilty about it, Like, I certainly appreciate the experience when I was a kid, but this is 2024, and I got a life to live, and I don't have time to wait to swap discs. Phew, that was pretty intense. You've managed to successfully navigate through the treacherous boulder field, and are quite relieved to see that you have reached the settlement. Welcome to Yulin's Flats. And we're going to move the speed back up to fast again. After a truly stone-crushing journey, you have miraculously arrived just safely in Yulin's Flats. And just in time, too, because the skimmer's power cells have been drained. It'll take some time to recharge itself. This place isn't quite what you had expected. It's semi-bleak, at least. At best. So, we're going to get the key. Get key. Taken. Get out. Exit. Skimmer. There we go. Ooh, we got a guy with my sunglasses. I have not shown my face on the channel, but I wear sunglasses just like this, and people call them like the Geordie LaForge sunglasses, because they basically are. Say, this is a genuine Fulton sand skimmer. I've been looking for one of these just like it. I wonder if you would accept 30 buckazoids.
No. Fine. Be that way.
All right, so we're going to exit and come back because we get him to come back again.
Okay, this is my final offer, and I'm only doing it because you look like you need it pretty bad. I'll give you 30 buckazoids, and I'll throw in this swell jetpack. I only used it once. Works great in zero gravity. You'll love it. Is it a deal? Yes and no?
Yes.
Glad we could do business. I'll just take that key. Thank you kindly. I hope you stay in Euland's Flats. Is an interesting one.
So we can actually stand in front of him and block him from leaving until you get out of the way. So, a couple of things about that. Sorry, I wanted to save first. So, if you notice, the first time he offered you, he did not offer you the jetpack. You can soft lock the game if you accept him on the first offer. And if you notice, he did say that it was his final offer for the second time he asks you. And if you ignore him or say no again, he never returns. Also soft locking you. So you have to do it just right in this game. In the remake, if I remember right, he will ask you again after the second time. But in this one, nope, you got to get it on that second try or else you're SOL. So, let's take a look around. Screen. Fine, look room. You're at the south edge of Euland's Flats. The area is protected from predators by an electronic barrier which runs around the perimeter of the settlement. Let's see. Let's take a look, see if we can get by. You're standing against the protective barrier encircling Euland's Flats. Due to the fact that you are land-based, you are not able to pass. And let's go ahead. I'm going to walk into it a few times. Okay, so in this version, it doesn't do anything. I'd like you to make note of that, because that is kind of important later on. Let's go ahead and take a look around. We've got... Okay, fine. Wait for this guy to come here.
Howdy, bucko! Can I interest you in one of the finest little used spaceships in the galaxy? You look like a man of discerning taste.
Look shop. There's a small, sturdy office here, which unauthorized personnel are not allowed in. It must be a brick ship house. That is a fantastic joke.
Well, there's a man with a good eye. This here's the keenest little scrambler in the hemisphere. Top of the line. Handles like a charm. Perfect for cruising the asteroid fields. And she's all the thrust a guy could need. I tell you, she's an outright steal at 214 buckazoids.
And we got 30 right now, so that's not enough. What about this one?
So how about it, partner? Can I interest you in anything here? Or can we do business, or what? I'm at your service. Talk to me, Chief.
Let's take a look at this one.
Well, this is quite a unique little unit. Never been flown over Mach 3. It was owned by a little old lady from Glanstradom. You have to fly it to believe it, and she can be yours for only 99 buckazoids.
That's a pretty good deal. What about this one?
Don't let appearances fool you. This baby may be a relic. I mean a classic, but she's as dependable as the day we got her. And just think, you'll be the only one in the quadrant with one. I guarantee it. She's a beaut, isn't she? This little old baby can do a spin around the planet in just under an hour. Look at the lines in that bodywork. They just don't make them like this anymore. You know what I mean? And she's a real bargain at 185 buckazoids.
So that's all we can look at right now. That's all he's got. The other ships are just for show, and he doesn't actually sell those. But I'd like to point out the blue ship right behind the bar is a reference to Star Wars. There's a ship kind of like it in Mos Eisley. And so back here, there's... let's take a look here. Look... Graffiti. How about look wall? Because I can't spell tonight. There's some writing on it. Look. Writing. It appears to be in Sarien. You're a little rusty in your Sarien, but it appears to say Xenon bites. Look pile. There's a strange pile of very fine white powder here. Its origin puzzles you. It has a strange burnt smell to it. And that's really important, so pay attention to that. And earlier, when we were looking at that, a little hand came out and dumped some more ash. Let's go north. Droids be us. We'll go in there in a bit. Not right now. And then there's this screen here. Just another filler screen. So let's go on into the bar. It's ZZ Top. And going to be one of the main lawsuits that Sierra has to deal with. We're going to just save here at the bar. Oh, and what happened to that alien that was at that console? They turned to ash, and little droid is sweeping it up. Weird. Let's go back out, because I want to show you some other things. There's 3 bands here. So, this cute little ditty appears not only in this game, but also in Manhunter New York, which is another CR title that we will play at some point. And there's one more. Let's try and get him. There we go. The Blues Brothers. Playing their classic song. Let's leave them on this. So, now, what'll it be? I got beer and it's only 2 buckazoids. So, there's actually 2 hidden inventory items in this game, and they are 2 coupons, and they only, they're hidden because the only way that you get them is if you own the original box. They're what are known as feelies. They were actual physical coupons that came in the game box. Back when game boxes were still a thing for PC games. Now everything's digital. But you actually have to give them the coupon here. Give coupon. You only have one, you have one of those coupons, huh? Here's your 5 buckazoids and your free beer. Enjoy. Drink beer. The beer tastes like carbonated Zipple sweat. However, considering recent events, you could learn to love it. Buy beer. What'll it be? Got beer. That'll be $2. Thank you. Come again. Drink beer. Gulp, gulp. Buy beer. Have one more to hit the spot. Drink beer. As you sip another one of the odd brews, you overhear someone at the bar speaking. There I was, cruising through Sector HH when I spot this blip on the scanner. So, I head towards it, you see, and right there in front of me sits the Deltar. It's just sitting there. My heart starts hyperwarping on me. I figure my milliseconds are numbered. All I can think of doing is getting my craft out of there. So I'm reaching for the throttle. All of a sudden, there's this incredible flash of light, you see, and just like that, this little planetoid explodes into a ball of fire. I tell you, I never seen anything like it. I mauled the throttle and got out of there quick, you bet. Okay, so, that told us a couple of things. Sector HH. Or, sorry, HH, if we're doing British, but we're not. So we don't want any more beer after that. That will, in fact, actually, you know what? No, let's go ahead. Buy beer. Drink beer. You feel a strange tingling sensation. The taste of the beer doesn't seem to be bothering you so much now. Hee hee. We're just gonna get shit-faced. Because something funny happens. Oh my, you are starting to feel unstable. Woo! And I'm not touching anything. It does that automatically. That feels so wonderful. I know there's a door here somewhere. Please stop moving the bar. I don't remember if this is actually random or not. I'm not sure, to be perfectly honest. So we're just going to reload. But basically, you get drunk, and if you make it out... Oh, shit, it autosaves? I'd forgotten that there was an autosave. Anyway, we're done drinking beer. So, this is the Slots O' Death. Basically, you can win some money, or you can die if you get the 3 skulls. So let's go ahead and just see what happens here. Eat sand. Hey, the cherries? Cool, that gets us some money. Suck methane. It's hopeless. Now, the first time you play this, you know, you think this is the only way to do it. So sorry. It's hopeless. Not a chance. And remember, this was novel back in 1986. And it stretches out game time. And you can absolutely run out of money. And I think soft lock, or maybe it does kill you, I forget. But let's die via the 3 skulls, or maybe just by running out of money first. And then I'll show you the proper way to do this. Almost. Man, it's rare to go this long without 3 skulls. I don't think I've ever gone this long without dying. Almost. Come on. Kill me. Kill me, game. Come on, pussy. Yeesh. Alright, we might just do what I need to in a moment anyway, because I'm getting tired of this. This is getting ridiculous. Damn, and we're actually winning, like... But like I said, I've never gone this long without dying in this game. Ugh. I can't die. I know, what a problem to have. Especially in the Sierra game. Finally! You lose, homeboy! Luck's turn has cost you dearly. As life seeps away, you long for the simpler days aboard the Arcada. Okay, so... That's one way. Stupid autosave. Okay. Let's try this again, except we're going to do it the right way. Well, not the right way. The way that honestly is a good way around it. So if you type in holy shit, and if for those of you that are here through either my Discord channel or Wyvern's, I did say holy shit at the beginning, and it would make sense. This is why. Enter number. So we're going to do the diamonds. And now when we bet, it forces diamonds to come up. So this is the easy way to where you don't have to friggin' fight everything every time. And you can choose what you want. We're just going to keep going with the diamonds because they pay the most. But, yeah, no, this is the way to do this sequence. Now, because of the age of this game, they cap you, I want to say, was it with an 8-bit integer? So, max of 255. So, 250. Sorry, there seems to be a circuit failure. To be reimbursed, send claimed 1 to Jipozoid Novelties, 2001, Odessa Blastway, Gurnville Fedor, Exel Galaxy. Please allow 2 decades for delivery. So we broke the slot machine.
Say there, Pearl. It's come to my attention that you're in the market for some transportation. I may be able to help if you'll follow me. I'd like to show you a fine little piece of machinery that'll knock your eyes out.
Yeah, okay, sure, why not? But let's save first.
Hold it right there, pal. This is a stick-up. I'll just relieve you of your cash. Thank you very much. 250 buckazoids. I guess it's better than nothing. Here, keep 5 for yourself. I gotta admit, you look like you need it. Well, you've got to be leaving now. Go straight back the way you came in. Deviate from that path, and you're grell kibble.
Oh, and he does make that. The mugger impresses upon you that he was quite serious. I don't feel like redoing that sequence, so yeah. You can get robbed. It doesn't do anything important. You don't have to actually do that. Let's go ahead and buy ship. I tell you, I think you've made a wise decision. She's a beauty. The keys are in her. If you have any problems, don't hesitate to come back and tell us about them. It's been a heck of a pleasure doing business with you. Well, good luck and come again. Get in ship. You proudly climb into your new used spacecraft. There's definitely something unique about it. You turn the key excitedly. Rump. Well, geez, guy, it seems it's developed some minor malfunction since we acquired it. We did have a small micrometeoroid shower the other day. Maybe that was it. Yeah, that was probably it. Much as I'd like to, I can't refund your money. Company policy. It's out of my hands. However, I can give you 70 buckazoids credit on any other ship in this fine line of used spacecraft. Look around and see what you like. So, we are actually going to save with that. There is a reason, but it won't be apparent tonight. This is one of those later Space Quest games. It'll become apparent why. So we're going to buy this one, just because, buy ship. Because we can. I tell you, I think you've made a wise decision. She's a beauty. The keys are in her, so if you have any problems, don't hesitate to come back and tell us about them. It's been a heck of a pleasure doing business with you. Well, good luck and come again. You shell out the buckazoids and hop in. Anxiously, you fire it up and lift off. You punk. Darn the luck, Roger Wilco. You've crashed in the dunes and ended your life. The various inhabitants of the Coronian Desert are now feasting upon what remains of you. Guess that wasn't such a hot purchase. So, we will leave that, the drill ship, because, like I said, later. Let's see, 144, buy ship. I tell you, I think you've made a wise decision. She's a beauty. The keys are in her. If you have any problems, don't hesitate to come back and tell us about them. It's been a heck of a pleasure doing business with you. Oh, by the way, you're going to need a droid to help you fly that thing. Well, good luck. Come again. Now he tells us about the droid. Well, thankfully, there's a droids be us here. How many Buckazoids do we have? 7. Shit. Okay, so the one thing about doing the other ship is we do have to come back and play slots. That's not a problem. The machine miraculously fixes it whenever you need Buckazoids because you're low. Thankfully, they do not soft lock you. That is one thing I'm very thankful for about this game. Alright, let's go here. And we're going to do holy shit again. And we're going to do our diamonds and bet some monies. And I know we don't need to do this much, but let's go ahead and do it anyway. So, yeah, if you notice, we can the max that we can get is 250 Buckazoids. And that's because it's an 8-bit integer, which can only hold a max of 255. Because the max that an 8-bit integer can hold is 256 increments of data, but you count 0 as the first amount of data that it can hold. So they just made it 250 to round it up. Welcome to Droids Be Us, the finest emporium for mechanized beings in the quadrant. We have a complete line of droids for any purpose imaginable. Well, almost any. All the top of the line, but I suppose you would probably be interested in our sale items. Please, walk this way. It's like, why do you assume I can only afford the sale ones? Let's see here. That model is ideal for flight systems operations. It will pilot any modern freighter or cruiser, and it is one of the most experienced droids we carry. I only asked for 45 Buckazoids for it, 36 with the coupon. I got it from some gambling type who was required to pay up or perish. So, give coupon. I see you bear one of those damned coupons. Oh well, you shall receive 20% off of any of my quoted prices. So, they do another Star Wars reference here with this droid. That unit is a good all-around droid. Sure, it may seem a little dinged up, but it's not as bad as it looks. There is still quite a bit of life left in it. It is a great little companion, and for you, only 40 Buckazoids. 32 with coupon. So you can buy the green one, but it will break down. Much like the red R2 unit does. Or is it R4? The red droid in Star Wars. So we're going to buy this one. I don't feel like just showing you the droid breaking down. Using your discount coupon, you have made a relatively decent purchase of a pre-owned sale item. Alright, so now we can head out with our droid. I love the little animation that the torso makes. It's really cute. Okay, get in ship. And press load. What sector shall I head for, sir? Asks the droid. We're going to go and save here, but we're going to go to Sector AA. Or Sector 4. I guess it won't let us. Okay. HH. Sector H8 it is. I will proceed with course entry. Hey, wait a minute. Where you think you're going with my ship? Just like Tiny to sell a ship that's not his. Off you go into the purple yonder. In different versions of the game, the Apple version, there's more colors. And the sky is actually orange in that version. But the text was never updated and it still says purple. Well done, Roger Wilco. You've managed to overcome the elements of Corona, from endless deserts and spider droids to obnoxious salesmen and bad booze. Yes, the sand in your boots shall forever serve as a reminder of this forsaken planet. You should feel proud. But now, destiny awaits with an even greater challenge.
Hang on, sir. We are headed into an asteroid field.
Thankfully, this is not an arcade sequence. This is very reminiscent of the Millennium Falcon avoiding the asteroids in Empire Strikes Empire Strikes Back. That was close.
We have established visual contact with a ship of Sarien origin,
says the droid.
The name Deltor is confirmed. You might consider the fact that we are in danger by being anywhere near this ship. I hope you didn't waste money on the extended warranty when you purchased me. I will now slow our approach and stand off at a safe distance.
Okay. So, we are now going to... actually, before we do that, exit ship. So basically, if you exit the ship right now, you just kind of float off into space. Darn, Roger Wilco. Upon exiting the ship, you find that you have no means of maneuvering and are subject to the whims and inertia of gravity. You quickly learn the true meaning of helplessness as death has its way with you. So, we need to instead put on jetpack. You are now wearing the jetpack. A small control linkage snaps onto the back of your helmet, allowing you to control it merely by focusing on where you want to go. Exit ship. Before leaving the safety of your ship, you instruct the little droid to set a course for Xenon, where you will rendezvous later, providing, of course, that you are successful in carrying out your mission. Once again, you are on your own. So, let's do a quick save here, and the Deltor. And we're going to go here to the side. The inhabitants of this vessel don't appear to appreciate your desire to sightsee. You have been transformed into space dust. So basically that happens no matter what direction you go. It's just instant death. But this door is not. So let's go ahead and go on up, and we're going to say, open door. Well, not quite close enough. You grasp the large handle and twist, noting that the rather significant amount of pain being registered. You're extremely grateful to hear a click. As you enter the Sarien ship, the airlock door seals itself behind you. You try to open it again without any success. It appears that you are stuck here. So we're going to move over here to the side. And let's go ahead and save again. And quick, while that droid has the door open. So, there are two ways about this. We're going to do the one that gives us the more points, because we want to get the full score. We're going to open trunk, put jetpack in trunk, close trunk. So you can, and actually, you know what? Well, I'll show it to you. Get in trunk. You climb into the trunk. The lid pounds shut above you. You hear voices, muffled, then louder. Suddenly you feel the trunk lift off the deck and the sensation of movement. After a few minutes, the trunk thuds to the floor, causing you to see stars in the darkness. The voices sound further away, then gone. So, you can certainly do it that way, but you get more points this way. Close trunk. Wait, do I still have the jetpack on? I think I removed it. And we're going to push... Oh, crap. Oh, hang on. Before we do that, let's do a quick detour here. We'll go out this door. You've just been disintegrated by the Sarien's pulse array. Perhaps this will teach you not to loiter about on the Deltor. So, just another quick death. Basically, we need a disguise. Push trunk. Get on trunk. Open vent. Using your Xenon Army knife, you pry the vent open. So the reason you get more points is because you actually use your Xenon Army knife. This is the one and only point in which you use it. Be careful, you hear footsteps and muffled voices from beyond the door. Climb in vent. Alright, so we're now in the vents. They're nice and roomy, just like Bruce Willis would like. Your nose has just been redesigned by your ill-advised attempt to insert it into a closed vent. Let's see. Kick vent. It looks like you've jarred it loose. Open vent. Okay. We are in the laundry room. We're going to open machine. Get in. Machine. Oh no, Sarien's coming. Well, Roger Welko, it certainly appears as though you're about to become all washed up. Please note, do not get into an actual washing machine and turn it on. You will probably die. Open door. Somehow, you managed to survive the rinse cycle. As you emerge from the cleaning unit, you notice that you are dressed in a Sarien battle uniform. What a stroke of genius! Now you can wander throughout the ship without calling attention to yourself. Let's take a look here. We still actually have everything. In the remake, you actually lose everything but the cartridge. Search pockets. Search self. Search suit. Look pockets. In the pocket of this uniform is an alien identification card. The name on the card is Butston Freem. You wonder if this is a common Sarien name. Alright, so. Let's go ahead and start exploring. And since we've got a lovely helmet on, they don't notice that we're not one of them. We're just going to wander about a bit, even though these screens are purely optional. We never actually have to go on them. Let's take a look at droid. There's a guardian droid here, roaming the corridor. Fortunately, it recognizes you as a Sarien. Out of the way, dude. Move. So these screens are purely just here for the hell of it. We don't actually have to go to any of these. But due to the fact that we're just kind of exploring and looking around, we're going to do it. Because why not? And if I remember rightly, this one leads back to the airlock. Yep, it sure does. And so the Guardian droid just kind of appears randomly on various screens. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It may or may not show up. Man, it's just so fun to have the elevators there. Okay, so let's go ahead and... I want to say there's actually a room to the right here as well, isn't there? Oh, there is. Okay, it's that room again. So we're going to take the left one here. We'll come back to the right one later. And we're going to go this way for a bit. Man, the security droid is in a lot of places today. I normally don't see it this often. Wow, I don't think I've ever seen it this much. We're just hitting the RNG number jackpot today. There it is. Look room. You're on an elevated walkway inside an enormous chamber. Peering over the railing, you see the stolen star generator. And it looks like it's guarded. So we need to get the guard gone. Talk to droid.
Welcome to the weapons dispensary. I will assist you. Please supply me with your identification card. Silly human, you know that droids are not programmed for chit-chat.
Okay, show ID.
Excuse me, I shall retrieve your weapon.
We need to get the lovely grenade right here. Taken.
Your rank allows you to bear 1 pulse ray unit. Remember, no firing in the ship. Have a nice day.
You know what? Screw you. The droid explains that although he is not programmed for death, he considers it extremely rude to fire your weapon indoors. He cautions you against doing so again. He did warn you. So yeah, basically, don't fire on the droid twice or he kills you. It's fun and silly. Oh, and if we try to grab the second grenade, he comes back early and kills you. But we're going to... let's take a quick look, actually. What do we got here? We got the pulse ray. This small item is a pulse ray. It delivers concentrated pulses of energy in the direction of it that it is pointed. And let's take a look at the ID card. This is a Sarien ID card. The name of the card is Butson Freem. You wonder if that's a common Sarien name. And the gas grenade. Here we go. The smoke bomb appears to be of the impact detonation variety. You don't want to be too close to this thing when it discharges. So let's go ahead and drop grenade. Boop. The grenade drops to the floor, releasing its poisonous gas on the unsuspecting alien. Good shot, Roger Wilco. And we can actually go back and get a second one. There isn't actually a point to it. I don't... Oh, no, it does. Okay, hang on. Sorry, before we do that... Crap. We actually have to go back a bit because I forgot something. Crap. I don't want to go back that. Let's see where the autosave placed us. Where did the autosave place us? Shit, way, way back. Okay. We might have to do this over in order to get full score because I got too gung-ho. Let's just do this in any way. We might still be able to do it if we're lucky. I need a guard, though. Ah, here we go. Got a light? You query the guard. Sorry, don't drink. And actually, let's go... Oh, that got us some score. Good. Have you played King's Quest III? Asks the guard. Yes, responds the surprise guard. I just bought it last week. It was on sale for 128,000 buckazoids at Tiny's Holodisc shop. What a bargain. Kiss Sarien. As you pucker your lips and lean close, you suddenly remember what your mother taught you about Sariens. In a rare moment of wisdom, you decide not to get anything started you're unwilling to finish. So, let's just think here. Okay, cool. You can die now. So that actually gets us some points to kill him. And we're going to say, ray gun. We're going to go back and get that second grenade because it looks like it does actually nab us an extra point I'd forgotten about. I do have the point guide open for this one. Just because there's a couple of weird small ones. Show ID. Get grenade. Taken.
Sorry, my records indicate that a weapon has already been signed out in your name.
Okay. But otherwise, he ignores us. Okay. Let's actually talk to guard again. Let's talk to the guy again. Is this the way to the star generator, you ask? Crap, I didn't mean to say that. Talk, talk, talk. Can't you find anything better to do? Shouldn't you be trying to save your planet? The guard describes you in graphic detail his previous evening's exploits. The guard looks at you as though you just questioned his mother's heritage. Perhaps you should not waste time conversing with the guards. Are we having fun yet, you ask the guard. This is the most fun I've had since the Hippogloplus ate my brother, responds the bored-looking Sarien. The guard looks at you as though you're just questioning his mother's heritage. Hey, bud, what's with the helmet and doors? Asks the curious guard. Shh, you exclaim. I'm hiding from the boss, figuring you might confuse the guard. Is this the way to the star generator? Don't ask me, I just work here, responds the unhelpful guard. That was the bit I missed. We're trying to get one other thing. Just as you begin to speak, the Sarien guard asks, how many Analexians does it take to seduce a 3-eared female Silivit? After a reasonable period of silence at your end, the guard answers in his own joke. 2! He does not seem unduly impressed by your lack of laughter. Leave me alone. The guard wrinkles his nose in disgust. Leave me alone, he exclaims. You smell like the ventricular portion of a Hippogloplus. Obviously, this guard has no taste at all. Quiet, you don't actually accidentally blow your cover, do you? There's one other thing. Have you played King's Quest 3? You ask the guard. Okay, maybe that was it, but I thought there was a different one. This is a pain in the ass part, but... Which way to the little boy's room, you ask? The puzzled expression on the face of your newfound friend confirms your worst fears. Here we go. Do you own King's Quest 2? Asks the nosy guard. Yes. Great, responds the guard. Pondering his interest, you ask yourself whether or not this guy is getting a kickback from Sierra Online. Later, you realize that this is silly. What would a Sarien do with money from Course Gold? Okay, that gave us the points we needed. That was the pain in the ass part. Uh-oh. My, aren't you the clumsy one? Because of your inability to walk without falling on your face, your helmet is now riding the elevator without you. You've blown your cover. The Sariens are sure to shoot first and ask questions later. So, we have to be very careful now, because the Sariens are very quick to react in this version of the game. So basically, as soon as we enter a screen, I'm firing the ray gun. But we're almost done with the game. So it shouldn't be too much longer. Search guard. Yeah. You seem to have found a remote control device of some sort. It only has one button labeled on-off. Press button. Suddenly, the force field generator protecting the star generator disappears. Words. Look panel. Alrighty, so the code is 6858. Enter.
Detonation cycle has begun.
The star generator has come alive. The heat that this thing is starting to generate tells you that it's time to blow this taco stand. That is very reminiscent of the Genesis device from Star Trek II. Very reminiscent. You're toast. Okay, so that's the problem, is sometimes they appear and you can't exactly shoot them from where you are. Okay, let's get out of here. An escape pod. Get in pod. You swiftly slip into the sleek ship. Try to say that 3 times fast. Press launch. Shit, did I not get everything? Kaboom! The Deltor has been blown to tiny fragments by the force of the star generator's blast. You've saved the lives of millions of your people, not to mention the lives of those in other systems. Don't get a big head. Congratulations, Roger Wilco. You've rid the universe of the evil Sarians and saved your people from certain doom. The star generator technology is safe inside the data cartridge. Now a new star generator can be built and can carry out its original task. You're an all-around hero. You've made it home safely aboard the stolen Sarien craft, where you've encountered a cheering Xenon crowd. They have gathered together for a ceremony in your honor. The ceremony is already in progress. Applause. As a token of our appreciation, you're presented with a golden mop. Thank you, Roger Wilco, for cleaning up our galaxy, says the Xenon leader. Once a janitor, always a janitor. So, why are we missing points? We shouldn't be. Must be a bug with Scum VM, because I'm looking here at the point list, and we did everything. So I think that this is a bug, because we did everything. Sorry, I'm just reading through. Nope, we did everything. We should have the full score. That is bugged. So, all right. So we have now finished the original Space Quest 1. Let's go ahead and move on to the remake. This one is from 1991. It's when they started to do remakes of their original games, because it started with King's Quest 1. They did the first Space Quest, Police Quest, and Leisure Suit Larry. This one is not well liked by a lot of people, because apparently they did it without consulting Scott Murphy and Mark Crow, which is unfortunate, because there's a lot I do like about this version. There's a lot I don't. But they did a nice job. The music is absolutely gorgeous. This is playing with the Roland MT32 sound emulator, which gives us the best quality of music. But, like I said, they were not consulted about this at all. And, they did not like some of the things that... Because basically Ken Williams said, we've remade this. We'd like your input on it. And notes. And they gave them, and they're like, yeah, we don't care. We're releasing it this way anyway. They felt that it lost a lot of the look and feel of the original. This one has a much more 1950s sci-fi feel to it. And the art is done by Doug Herring, who is a fantastic artist, I might add. He does a bunch of other Sierra games, including Laura Bow, and I forget what else he's done, but they're all really good. They've since come out, Scott Murphy and Mark Crow have said that they reacted a bit harshly originally, just due to how it was presented to them, and it was just a knee-jerk reaction because it's their baby, and I get it. I do love a lot about this version. I think that the Deltor, which is the kind of praying mantis ship, looks amazing. Not as keen on the Arcada's design. As we join our story, the crew of the Arcada is successfully returning to Xenon after a successful mission developing the star generator. Exhilarated by their accomplishments, they're oblivious to the fact that a sinister craft approaches rapidly from behind. Like, visually, I just think it's absolutely beautiful. I do like this remake more than a lot of people do. But I still love the original as well. You're startled by the sound of an alarm breaking through it. Breaking through it, the intercom crackles with the frightened voice of a technician shouting that the Arcada has been boarded by unknown intruders. The transmission ends abruptly in a soundstorm of white noise, soon overtaken by the cold din of silence. So, first, I'd like to point out that the dialogue has been expanded, similar to King's Quest I. If I remember rightly, Josh Mandel did a lot of the extra dialogue for this. He is the voice of King Graham in King's Quest I, 5 and 6, and I forget if he's in 7 or not.
The strike sequence is engaged. 15 minutes till detonation.
So, unlike the last one, this one, we actually get a timer. I'd like to point out a few things. First, the red alert is very reminiscent of Star Trek. Their red alert looks almost the same. Also, Roger is now blonde. Come on. There we go. This is going to be interesting. Due to the way that this is being run, we're just going to go out and get our key card first. And we'll definitely do a bunch of the deaths in this one too. You hear footsteps. Let's go ahead and save as Arcada. So this is using the SCI-1 engine. The aliens observe their handiwork briefly before looking for others to process in a similar fashion. As you lie on the floor in a smoldering carbo-gelatinous heap, you just can't help but wonder why you bothered getting up this morning. Like, and the death screens are just so beautiful in this. What the hell? Come on. Like, I don't even think that I had time to do anything. There we go. So if you go to the lower floor, failing to notice anyone or anything in the room, the Sarien guards decide to check elsewhere. Way to go, Roger. Okay, this is going to be a problem because it is pixel perfect on getting you into the next screen. Let's look at the guy. It's all that remains of Jerry, one of the few techno dudes aboard who sometimes tolerated your company. Your low clearance excluded you from visiting him during the performance of his duties in the elegant lower-level airlock of the Arcada. You search Jerry's body to find a keycard. Alright, let's get going, because we don't have the greatest amount of time. Oh, crap. Oh, shit. So the Sarien guards are a bit more zealous in this version. In the original, if they don't say you hear footsteps by a certain point, you're not going to be gotten by them. The door opens. A man you recognize as one of the head lab scientists stumbles into the room. He appears to be in serious need of some Abdo-Seal abdomen filler. After only a few steps, he hits the floor with a disconcerting thud. Let's have a talk-see. His lips move. The star generator is in danger. The Arcada's under attack. You've better get out this scow if you value your life, Wilco. Just before the system ceases functions to short of decay, he looks over towards the shelves full of cartridges and utters, "Astral bodies." With one last gasp, his lifeless form slumps to the floor. Okay, so I need to quickly look something up because I don't remember the copy protection for this. So we just need to have a quick look-see here. I have a PDF of the original document here. And the reason I'm pausing this is because otherwise we don't want the timer to go down. So this is actually part of the copy protection of the game. You don't actually need, and if you notice, you don't see the timer on these screens. So Astral Bodies is boop boop, that one and that one. Cartridge found. Now retrieving. Okay, cool. So, if you enter in a wrong code, it severely depletes the timer, like by a shit ton, really quickly. So you have to be very careful on that screen. Okay, the Star Generator room. This is the Star Generator Development Laboratory. Due to your incredibly low clearance, you have never had access to this room. What a mess! Wreckage clutters the middle of the floor. A pair of lab workers have been blasted from the roster of the living. You're glad somebody else has to clean this up. And it looks like there's something weird here. This is a item unique to this version of the game. You find a small but heavy device affixed to the base of the Star Generator platform. It appears to be magnetic. That must be how the aliens upset the force field protecting the unit. So, this is the first difference of this game. Like, major difference apart from some of the descriptions and dialogue. The widget is what they call it. If you remember the slot machine from the first one, this solves that problem. Instead of making it an unfair thing that you have to basically save scum, you put that on and it cheats for you. Since you can't type in holy shit. Alright. You hear footsteps. Let's get out of here. Okay, so they do not appear on this screen, but if we go over, and I'd like to point that the screen scrolled, very new for the time, you hear footsteps. So if you notice, it's a mouse right here, and this is a joystick. Failing to notice anywhere or anything in the room, the Sarien guards decide to check elsewhere. Way to go, Roger. And this is one of those things, I really prefer the original screen for this with the reactor domes and all. And they moved the bay doors over to here. Through this window, you can see down into the pod bay. A pod sits waiting on the launch track. The large bay doors are currently closed. So, let's take a look at this panel here. We've got open and close. Let's open it. And let's go ahead. And mind you, remember, this is only like 5 years later. Technology came this far in 5 years. You slide the keycard into the slot. The lock releases with a satisfying click, and the elevator doors slide open. So, a couple of things. If you hear that kind of pinging sound, that is a reference to the original series of Star Trek. That was often a sound that would appear on the bridge. And this door here has the symbol of the planet with the sword, which is actually the symbol of the Terran Empire from the mirror universe in Star Trek. The one where where humanity is very evil. It's made appearances in multiple versions of Star Trek. By this point, it had only been in the original series, had aired with Mirror Universe, because there is no next gen Star Trek version of the Mirror Universe. You notice some sort of gadget in the drawer.
10 minutes till detonation.
But the Mirror Universe does appear again in Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Star Trek Enterprise. I want to say Voyager. I know it appears in one of the Voyager games in Elite Force, but I don't remember if it appears in Voyager, like the series. I don't think it does. And then again in Discovery. I don't know about the rest of the series. I've not watched Star Trek in a while, or the new stuff. The control panel has many confusing gauges on it. The only one that you can read says, "Caution, launch bay decompressed." Oh, I guess we should have done that before I switched suits, shouldn't I? Let's go ahead and hop out into the airlock and take a look around. Poof. That concludes your experiment on the effects of vacuum on the unprotected human body. Wasn't that fun? Okay. Sorry. I also just want to show off the death screens, because they're cute. A spacesuit hangs in the closet. A helmet sits on the top shelf. Let's go ahead. And I will say, I do kind of like the fishbowl space helmet here. It's very 1950s and kind of cute.
10 minutes.
In this one, you don't have to press the platform button to make the pod come up, and the door shuts automatically. Let's go ahead and buckle up. And we're going to save. And we got the 3 buttons, which is which, I forget. That's the auto nav, that's do not push, and that's power. So let's do power. And pull the throttle. And get the hell off of this popsicle stand. As you slide the throttle forward, you can feel the Arcata start to shake. Kablamo! So let's go ahead and press the do not touch button. You have a feeling you shouldn't have pressed that button. Oh yeah, look at those 256 colors. And I'd like to point out that that is a palette shift effect, causing that lovely coloring. Whoops. Ouch! I think we've got some serious organ damage here. All of them, of course. Could be easily replaced in the time period from which you've just arrived. However, a quick scenery check reveals that you are now in the Dark Ages. The only transplant you'll get here is from carcass to spit over flame. As you draw a few final lungfuls of oxygen through your newly acquired sucking chest wound, you gleefully notice that your final resting place is near a beautiful Nottingham castle, universally renowned for its inclusion in Sierra's Conquests of the Longbow. Oh my goodness, you're shocked to hear some highly inflammatory language making its way into your auditory canals. Must be some uncivilized ruffians in the nearby pub. Well, you're dead again. We even warned you not to push that button. You have no one to blame but yourself for having to sit through a plug for another fine Sierra product. Maybe you'll follow directions next time. Thanks for playing, and all that stuff. So yeah, that's a shameless plug for Conquests of the Longbow, another game that we will certainly play. Oh, this option works better with the power on. That's right, we've not even turned the power on. Let's get off the ship. All right. All right, the auto nav button.
Corona.
I love the hologram. I wish there was more info, kind of like the original one. Told you a bit about the atmosphere and the temperature and just anything. So, the color palette shifting. It was a trick used in the 90s in order to save disk space. They used something called indexed color, where what they would do is, instead of telling each pixel what color you're using, they would have a number between 0 and 255, each representing a different color. And you would assign it, each pixel, that number. Just a moment. Thank you for flying the Arcata Getaway Podlines. It's nearly been a pleasure serving you. Tell a friend, if you've got one. So, what they would do is you could then tell that number to have a specific color, but you could also tell it to shift what color that number is represented by, causing the illusion of movement. It was often used for things like water effects. We'll see it in other Sierra games later on. I'll point them out. But it was used to save disk space for animation, because these were originally released on floppy disk, which this one had like 4 or 5 or maybe 6. I forget how many. Because this game is only a couple of megabytes big. But it was, how they would save space on these discs. It is a lost art. There's some fantastic pieces of artwork done with palette shifting, of which we'll talk about at a later date. So let's go ahead and grab the survival kit, which, note, you get outside of the ship now, and the glass, which is actually obvious to find. I do love the heat dissipation coming from the engines of the pod. Corona, let's go ahead and save. And let's take a look on another screen just to see the grell. Oh! That's the other cool bit about this one. They show the grell even if you don't get eaten. Whoa! Those big guys pack a powerful appetite. Did you feel the way the thing just chomped right through your skeletal system? That had to hurt. The grell burps in solitary satisfaction. He doesn't often get nice, warm meals like you. Or moist. Let's also open our survival kit. Upon opening the survival kit, you discover a Xenon army knife and a canister of dehydrated water. Alright, so let's go ahead and head on over. And we're going to try to do... That's such a cool creature. We're going to try to do the spider droid with the Orat. I have never actually done it. I've seen other people do it, but I've never done it. So, what better time to do it? Also, the rocky outcropping has been transformed into a skeleton. And because they scroll, this actually makes up a really nice image if you stitch them all together. I've done it before. It looks really cool. I'll have to show it to somewhere, like probably on my Discord. So the cave with the Orat is actually inside the skull. So we're just going to hold off until we can get our lovely spider droid friend. And mind you, you still can solve the puzzle by pushing something onto it. And that is certainly a viable option. But that's not what we're going to do. We're going to try to get it to the Orat today. Because like I said, I've never done it, and it's a cool alternate puzzle. They actually even show it on the original box for the remake. Because on the back of the box, they would actually show little screenshots from the game to, so that you could see in the store what you were getting into. And one of them is showing that possible solution. And actually, you know what? Before it arrives, let's go in and say hi to the Orat and see what he has to say. Oh, no! We are now a basketball. Or it has transformed you into a new piece of recreational equipment. Along with finding this treatment extremely rude, you don't survive it. It's tough to make friends around here. Relax, stretch out, restore, and let's get back to it. There's adventuring to be done. Okay. And it might be that we've got to go to a different screen. The spider droid might not come down onto this screen. I don't know. Like I said, not tried this method of killing the spider droid. You know what? Let's give it a shot. Let's go down a screen. Because it will show up here. I know that for a fact. Come on, little spider droid. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot an object hurtling down from the greenish atmosphere towards the parched surface you currently occupy. All right, good. There it is. So they changed the spider droid's appearance quite a bit in this one. Rats! If the eyes don't deceive, that's a Sarien spider droid. They must have detected the escape pod leaving the Arcada. The spider droid must have been sent along to settle any unfinished business. After the jarring impact, small panels open through which legs sprout. You recall reading an old issue of Space Piston magazine that this droid was designed to seek out organic life forms and self-destruct when close proximity to the target has been achieved. Oh, sorry, and self-destruct when close proximity to the target has been achieved. So, yeah, it's not the spider from Johnny Quest. Agreed. And I don't know how close this thing has to be. In fact, oh, you know what? Where are you? Come on. Let's see you boom. Let's see the death animation. How convenient. You've been blown into handy, bite-sized chunks. I guess that Space Piston article wasn't fiction. There's nothing quite like stretching out and enjoying the wide-open spaces. Alright, let's wait for this thing to approach a bit more. And now we go in. And we're going to hide behind this rock. Oh, no! I guess we're not. Okay, let's... Like I said, never done this version before. But I do have an idea of what we should do instead. Instead, we're going to... Nope, okay. Let's try... Nope, okay, that's not how we do this. Maybe we need to be close, or the spider droid needs to be closer. Alright, in we go. We're just going to wait here for a minute. Okay, that's not it. Maybe it needs to be closer. Like I said, never done this before. So, we're just going to die a few times until we figure it out. Because, you know, it's a Saturday night. It's not a school night. I can stay up a bit late to dick around trying to figure this out. Especially, you know, for you lovely viewers out there. That was a little too close. Okay. Let's try that again. In now. And then let's see if we can maybe get behind the rock. Because we're supposed to be behind the rock. I just don't know how to do it. Maybe we've got to come in from the left side. Let's try that again. Ah, there we go. You shiver at the sight of the spider droid entering the cave on its spindly legs. The cold metallic body searches for something to get up close and personal with. This could be interesting. Nice! Now that was cool. That killed 2 problems with no stones. You reach down and take the Orat part in your hand. Some of it oozes to fill the space between your fingers. So, cool. I've never done that before. And that actually gives us an advantage because we still have our water. And you can actually get dehydrated here and die of dehydration. So we actually have a bit more time to explore. And we don't have a nasty spider droid to deal with. So let's take a look-see here. Ooh, what's this? Let's grab that. You snag a small cluster of leaves from the gooey plant. Ugh. That stuff sticks worse than a fortnight-old undergarments. It's a good thing your gloves are Tefloid coated. I'm curious, is that hole that you get burped out of still here? If it is, it's going to be over 1, I think, right? Come on, over 1. Let's take a look-see in here. There's nothing you can do as there's no visible means of entry. Upon a very narrow width of Coronian soil, able to resist erosion through the eons, rests the skeletal remains of this mammoth has-been. Now, this is obviously a reference to the Crate Dragon from A New Hope. So, you know, as much as they did get away from the Star Wars feel, they also did add some references in. I really do like the skeleton. I think it's a cool reimagining. Don't get me wrong, like I said, I love the original game. But I really do love this version of it. Especially like little details like that. Let's go down 1. See if maybe the hole's down here. No, just another bone. Yeah, maybe the whole death isn't here. A wide selection of skeletal accessories awaits your perusal. Vertebrae, ribs, and who knows what else rest upon the Coronian soil. The average height of this structure looks to be at least 7 meters. Good thing you didn't meet this thing in its heyday. Come on. So yeah, like I said, this is actually a really cool image when fully assembled. There's a bunch of the Sierra games from this era, from the SCI-1 era, where it scrolls. A nice slug of water would sure hit the spot right about now. This is what I was talking about, the dehydration part. So let's take our water and use it. That dehydrated water really hit the spot. That should keep you going a bit longer. So, another fun thing, if you were to play this on, say, a Pentium machine, this section became very difficult because the timer for this is tied to the clock speed of the computer. So you would basically have to rush through. So instead of it being a boulder, you push this bone here. The bones, though utterly dehydrated, still bear too much mass for the puny likes of you to displace. Maybe it actually needs the spider droid for you to be able to do it. I'd say that widening of these cracks is an excellent indication that this thing is not a truly stable unit, and you don't hate it the way it makes your brain bounce like a handball in that spare cranial space? And don't you hate how it does that? Okay. Alrighty then. So, excuse me. Maybe that's the hole. Nope. Okay, so this is the north-central boundary of a massive skeletal structure surrounded by arid terra, not so firma. Come on. But thankfully, we now can run these at the proper speed. Whoa, ouch. Hey, what's the deal here? That elevator doesn't lower. It sucks. You flex those incredible muscles you wish you had, but you're barely able to snap loose the previously fractured stalagmite tip. Having adequate personal collection of natural Coronian adhesive, you choose to leave this sticky gunk where it is. So this is where the puzzle deviates. If you remember earlier, I mentioned about the grate screen, about how you just kind of have to get to the right part of the grate and walk over it that way. Well, in this one, they changed it a bit. The plant, which was a useless inventory item in the last version, actually is useful here, and you have to use it. Because here's that grate again, and the tentacle monster actually shows up a lot sooner. And let's take a look. It's a great monster. I'll bet he's lonely and just wants to be your friend. And there's the cool eye, just like in A New Hope. Another Star Wars reference. But let's try and move this way across it. Oh god! Crunch, crunch, crunch. You've been snatched out of existence by the tentacled beast lurking beneath the grate. You feel the painful sting of digestive fluids. Don't stop now. We're having so much fun watching you. Ugh. I will say the deaths in this are quite gruesome, and that's part of the fun. Is just how silly all of this is. Let's just quickly see. I think it's the same. Yeah, just from entering it from the front. Yeah, okay. Sorry, just making sure, because since it is different than the original. Come on. Man, this is a pain in the ass to get... It's pixel perfect on the edge of the screen. And because this is a windowed version, it's a bit harder to click. So we're going to toss the sticky goo instead. The plant. I'm curious. Now that we've tentacled it, can we get this? Oh, we can. Cool. But I kind of liked getting it on the surface. There was a cool animation of it sticking to your gloves and stuff. That was neat. Come on. There we go. Alright, and now we can cross safely. It is completely stuck. So, in the previous version, this screen was quite different. In fact, the door was on the previous screen. And it wasn't even obvious that it was a door. There was kind of a line drawn, but you couldn't really tell. So, this one's a bit easier. The puzzle is much more obvious. Also, the liquid here is green, which is fictionally much more of an acid color. Ooh, well, Scott, it looks like Roger's done it again. Sure does, Mark. Let's run that one again with the acid of our, the aid of our new How He Blew It cam TM and chalkboard TM. I have to say that carefully, Mark. Every time we mention something with a trademark or copyright, the lawyers come out to feed. Instant replay. Now this is where Roger makes the fatal move. And we can all see the result of that mistake. I don't know about you, Scott. Personally, I like to know exactly what I'm messing with before I actually mess with it. Guess I'll know better next time. Ouch! Sure, you've died a few deaths before, but this one really burns you. Planets are depending on you. Seeing you do stuff like this is definitely making them nervous. So yeah, that's why I was trying to drink the acid earlier. Alright, the laser beams. Thankfully, this time we actually have... Well, not this time. But we have the glass, but we're going to see the animation for this. Whee! I like how it slides. Well, Scott, it looks like Roger's done it yet another time. It sure seems that way. For those who might have missed that last move by Roger, or if, like me, you just want another look at it, let's roll it again. Instant replay. I just love how he slides apart. You've got to give it some high marks for a truly fine execution. We'll have to give a strong 9.8. You've found quite a number of forms to transform yourself into. This is the first time you've been wafer style. You have quite cleverly turned the beam upon itself, frying and fusing it into a state of inoperability. And hang on just a second. Sorry, just pouring myself the last of my tea. Okie dokie. Let's go ahead and take a look. Alright, now, getting past these acid drops, that's the challenge. Let's see here. Phew! That was close. This one's a bit more difficult than the original, to be perfectly honest. Though actually, you know what? Hang on, I want to go and see what the death is. It might be different than the pool. Come on. Acid me. What the hell? There we go. You're unpleasantly surprised by a drop of searing acid which bores its way to your feet. Now that's some seriously deep pain. I'd forgotten about the "I'm melting" line. And the fact that they had digital sound effects put on a floppy disk is quite interesting. Now, remember, we didn't turn on the translator. As soon as you enter the room, you find yourself surrounded by darkness. Suddenly, you become aware of the fact that you cannot move or speak. A strange, unknown force has taken over. A massive holographic image appears before you. It begins to speak. It's the same thing. Actually, no. Let's just go through this because I want to see where it puts us up on the surface. As an apparent result of your inability to understand the alien tongue, the being has sent you back to the surface. You need some kind of help with that. Ah, okay, that's where it drops you out of. Okay. So, let's go ahead and turn on our lovely gadget, which I'd like you to note has a red fish on it. It's a reference to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the Babel fish, or Babel fish, depending on who you ask. You switch the gadget on. And it also made the communicator sound from the original Star Trek series. Okay. Unknown force has taken over. Well, massive holographic image. It begins to speak. So, you have found your way to my hallowed chamber. Fortunately, there's much more to you than meets the eye. I have been monitoring your travels on our planet. It appears that you are up the proverbial estuary without the means of locomotion. In other words, you're on the Leather Express, slapping the dogs, pounding the sand. You'd kill for a fine ride. You're obviously in need of transportation, also the theme to 2001. Let us see if you're worthy of our assistance. On the surface lives a beast called Orat. He proves to be a bit of an annoyance on occasion. Dispose of him and bring back evidence of your conquest. Only then will I deal with your plight. Good luck, strange one. Bring me evidence of the beast Orat demise, and we'll talk. So we actually have it. That's actually the dialogue that it would have given us. It doesn't differentiate in this version. You drop the Orat part to the ground. The vision is silent as the dainty morsel splats to the dry soil. You're startled by a rumbling. Suddenly, an oddly shaped door comes into view and slowly opens. You hear a voice, different this time, beckoning you to step forward. When you step through, the door slides closed with a faint hissing sound. You are alone in a large room full of strange equipment.
Please don't be alarmed. We intend no harm. We are a peaceful race. We are cautious, however. Others don't share our way of life. Welcome to Corona.
You're standing in the power generation facility of our underground settlement. All power here is produced by steam. That is unimportant to you, however. We have promised you transportation. It's a skimmer. It hovers approximately 1/2 a meter above the traveling surface. This is very important because of Grell. Grell and his like dwell in caves below the sand. If you stand on the surface too long, you chance becoming a rare moist meal for him. The skimmer is programmed to take you to a settlement on the other side of the Corona called Eulent's Flats. You can make further travel arrangements there. I am sorry this is all that we can offer. I hope your trip is a safe one. Board the skimmer, and when you are ready to depart. Good luck, strange one. So, let's go ahead and plop our little cartridge on in. Loading. Whoever shall read this, my name is Dr. Slash Vohal. I'm a scientist with the Star Generation Project aboard the Starlab Arcata. We have just successfully completed development and testing of the Star Generator. During this time, I have come to believe that our progress has been monitored by others. I fear the Sariens may have learned of our mission. If my fears prove true, then the Star Generator and the people of our universe are in serious jeopardy. The Star Generator is a miraculous device. Used as intended, it will help preserve life for eons to come. Used as a device for evil, it would cause the destruction of millions of lives and enslave all who oppose the Sariens. Encoded within this cartridge are the plans and specifications for the construction of the Star Generator. Should any disaster befall the Star Generator project, scientists would be able to create a duplicate of the Star Generator with this information. Please guard it with your life, and return it to the Xenon ruling body as quickly as possible. Important note, the Star Generator is capable of self-destruction. This was introduced to the system as a precaution to activate, one must enter the code 4997. Now, if I remember rightly, the code does change each game that you play through. A 5-minute time will begin to count down. Beware, anyone within 5 kilometers of the Star Generator will be in danger. Once the timer has been initiated, please be careful and good luck. So let's go ahead and save 4997. And we still have to take the cartridge. But this time we don't get points for it. And let's hop on in. And we might actually redo this because there's a cool, cutesy animation that sometimes happens. Oh, yep, hang on. We are reloading because it only randomly happens. It is purely a random number generator thing, but it's a cute little animation, and I want everybody to see it. Yep, nope. Try again. Here we go. Yeah. Whoops. Had the darn thing in reverse. I hope nobody saw that. It affects absolutely nothing beyond the animation and the text dialogue. It is completely useless otherwise. This section is an arcade sequence. Would you like to play or skip this sequence? So, you can skip it, but you don't get points if you do. So, we are going to play it. We're going to turn the speed way down. Ah, shit. And they actually have a damage indicator, so we're going to restore this because, like, I need a minute here to lower the speed and resave. So you actually can use the arrow keys for this. And there's another difference because if you notice, oh geez, it's really unresponsive. Okay, maybe Scum VM is just not going to be the best way to play this. Oh shit. Late warning, the big rock cuts you no slack. So like I said, there are different sizes of rock and they do different levels of damage. We're going to try it. I don't think we can actually do this, to be perfectly honest. This is... you know what? We're going to try it, but we are going to... Okay, hang on. Because, if I remember rightly, you do get an extra point... You do get extra points if there is no damage to your skimmer. I could be mistaken in that. Okay. Yeah, so it's... We don't want to adjust the speed, because it doesn't adjust the speed of the rocks, merely us. So we will play through this, but we're just not going to lower the speed, and we're just going to save scum it, just like before. And I'm using the arrow keys, and like before, you don't want to stop moving, because otherwise you will probably not dodge out of the way of things. Time for save. Oh, and this time we can also start to see the settlement. And let's do another save. Because this is a very unforgiving arcade sequence. And in fact, they... In one of the Space Quest compilation things, they actually made it into a separate program that you could just play whenever on its own. As just a cool little thing. You didn't have to play through the game to get to it. They did that with a couple of the arcade sequences throughout the Sierra games. King's Quest had... It was a quiz program, if I remember rightly. Space Quest has some of the arcade sequences. It has this. It has... I want to say... shit. I want to say it has the Miss Astro Chicken from Space Quest 4. And... I forget what other sequence. The one it doesn't include, which I wish it did, was the Battle Cruiser one from Space Quest 5. Which we'll get to at some point. Because we're going to play through all of them. Shit. Okay, so when I went to the edge there, I could no longer move. It like, locked me in. That's a bug. Alright, so let's keep saving. We're just gonna keep save scumming this. Because, yeah. I'll say this. It does actually feel a bit better than the first game. Like control wise, like it feels smooth the way that the skimmer moves. Congratulations, you made it through without a scratch. After a truly stone-crushing journey, you have miraculously arrived safely in Eulent's Flats, and just in time too, because the skimmer's power cell has been drained. It'll take some time to recharge itself. This place isn't quite what you had expected. It's semi-bleak, at best. An odd-looking fellow is lounging against the wall of a nearby building, watching you with a great deal of interest. So, as much as I love the Geordie LaForge-looking guy, I do like this guy as well. They did a cool job with the kind of the zoot suit feel to him.
Say, pal, I couldn't help noticing your skimmer. It's a genuine 86 Pleiades GL. I've been looking everywhere for one of these babies. How'd you like to unload it for the unheard of price of 25 buckazoids?
Yeah, nope.
Fine, be that way.
So, something I would like to point out. Last time, we took the key. Technically, you don't have to in the original. Because if you leave and come back in the original, it'll still be there. However, if you leave the keys in this version and come back, My, it would appear that your skimmer has become the property of another. I wonder who forgot to remove the key. So, you have to. You've basically soft-locked the game at that point. You remove the skimmer's key from its dashboard. So, if you notice, the ships are a bit different. We've got a shuttle from Star Trek. This appears to be a long-range shuttle, perhaps from a large starship. It looks vaguely familiar somehow. And this ship is a real classic, a Wallwood Warp Blaster ZX with the original paint job. You only seen these in old postcards. So the layout is pretty much the same. We're going to increase the speed a bit. Oh, no, he's back. Cool. Okay, buddy. You drive a hard bargain. This is my final offer, and I'm only making it because I can see you need it pretty bad. I'll make it 30 buckazoids. And I'll throw in this swell jetpack. It was previously owned by little old Thark, who only flew it back and forth to Fleabud on Sunday. Works great in zero gravity. You'll love it. So Fleabud is actually in Space Quest 3. We'll get to go there then. It was not mentioned in the original because it wasn't a thing then. Do we have a deal or don't we? Sure. Great. Glad we could do business. I'll just take that key, thank you kindly. In addition, I'd like you to have these coupon goods for discounts and free merchandise from some of our local merchants. As a representative of the Ulan's Flats Chamber of Commerce, I hope you enjoy your visit to our friendly little community. So, because you can't type in things, they actually give you the coupons in this version of the game, so that you can use them. Let's say coupons. Before we go in, we're just going to go over here to the side. The back of the bar looks about as dingy as the front did. And we can't really look at the thing, but it looks. I'm not sure if that's a C plus CC or CTCC. There's a strange pile of very fine white powder here. It has a strange burnt smell to it. Let's go ahead and smell it. I'm beginning to understand you a little better now. You snort some of the powder and feel a pain like that of 1,000 creeble mites feasting on your nasal membranes. You won't want to be doing that again. So, if you notice, it's also got a smell and taste icon. It is purely for jokey purposes. It just gives descriptions. It's never actually used to solve a puzzle. Yuck! This place could use a good beam cleaning. Another thing we're going to do, we are going to try to leave. Ouch! That hurt! You're standing next to the protective barrier encircling Ulan's Flats. Due to the fact that you are land-based, you are not able to pass. Yikes! It looks like you hit that force field one too many times. Not only did you burn every follicle of hair from your sleek frame, but your aorta, if you could see it, now resembles the end of a red celery stalk. So that's a new death for this version. They actually got it from Space Quest 4, where you first can get it, which will become more clear when I stream Space Quest 4. Searching through the pile of dust, you find 6 buckazoids. That was not present in the original. You can do it a few times. Another 6 buckazoids. And then eventually you find nothing but ashes, which filter through your fingers and blow away. And this is obviously Droids BS again. Clearly a parody of Toys R Us back when they were a thing. They even have Jeffrey the... yeah, here we go. This cheerful fellow is Jerry Girafferozoid, logo spokesbeing and CEO of Droids BS Inc. And this screen actually has a purpose this time. We'll come back to it later, though. Let's go on into the bar. So, this is a newer version of this game, of the VGA version of this game. The original one, that when it first came out, these two tiny little pixelated things were actually full-sized versions of ZZ Top. ZZ Top found out and threatened them with legal action. Or at least I believe that's how the story goes. Or the lawyers at Sierra got scared of legal action. I'm not sure which it is. So they patched it in later releases, re-releases of this game, to where they are tiny. So let's have a quick look, because there are still 3 bands that play. The Blues Brothers. This time they're actually blue, which I think is a fantastic pun. And there's one more. Let's see. It may take a minute for the third one to come up. Let's keep going. Ah, here we go. Madonna. So let's go ahead and let's talk to some people here. Hi, the name's Roger Wilco. Roger Wilco. What's yours? I'm sometimes called speaker to cartoons, and sometimes flair of soft pink mammals. Mind if I sit down? Buzz off, monkey boy. Let's see. Hang on. Let's hand. There we go. Okay. That would be my first clue not to bother this guy again. Let's do it again. He doesn't want to be bothered. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. I forget. Will he kill you? Nope. Okay. His fur has the texture of a nylon bath rug that has been microwaved on high. You talk to yourself. No, let's try to talk to him. Can I offer you a milk bone? You inquire in an attempt to be friendly. Grrr. You decide you just can't make friends with everyone. What's the use? You can't understand a word they're saying. Oh, I love the 3-breasted woman with the little tentacles. It's kind of like a cross between the Andorians and, except green, and the 3-breasted woman from Total Recall. So, you come here often? Get out of my face, Pinky. You've decided she's not your type. Heck, she's not even your species. What about you? Forget it, this guy's not exactly a sparkling conversationalist. Okay. So, let's go ahead and give the guy our coupon. I would like to redeem this coupon for 5 Buckazoids and a free beer. I'll get to you in just a sec. Here's your 5 Buckazoids and your free beer. Gulp. It tastes better and smells. Thank goodness. It tastes better than it smells. Thank goodness. Another one would be nice. Yo, how about a refill? I'm busy. Wait your turn. So what's your beef, Junior? Want another drink? Sure. Here you go. Gulp. Ah, yes, that hits the spot. Just one more should do it. Yo, how about a refill? Hold on, Mac. I'll get to you when I can. So what's your beef, Junior? You want another drink? Here you go. As you sip another of the odd brews, you overhear someone in the bar speaking. There I was, cruising through Sector IB. Just like the code, it changes. So Sector IB. We need to make sure to write that down. When I spot this blip on the scanner. So I head towards it, you see, and right there in front of me sits the Del Torch, just sitting there. My heart starts hyper-warping on me. I figure my milliseconds are numbered. All I can think of doing is getting my craft out of there, so I'm reaching for the throttle. All of a sudden, there's this incredible flash of light, you see, and just like that, this little planetoid explodes into a ball of fire, I tell ya. I never seen anything like it. I mauled the throttle and got out of there quick, you bet. Alright, so let's go ahead and... Sector IB. And let's have another drink. Sure. Glug, glug, glug. You feel a strange tingling sensation. This taste of beer doesn't seem to be bothering you so much now. Hee hee. And another one. Glug, glug, glug. Oh my, you're starting to feel a bit unstable. Another one. Listen, Mac, I shouldn't serve you anymore. You're sledged. You better go sleep it off or something before you start making a public display of yourself. We can say either okay or give me another on ya yerk. Here you go. Whomp. Whoa. You wisely, although somewhat belatedly, decide to heed the bartender's advice. I'm not as think as you drunk I am. You stagger out of the bar after ignoring the bartender's advice. You're so sledged that you don't even notice that you're about to become prime prey for the many parasitic life forms in the area. You quickly pass out due to your low Coronian ale tolerance. While your body tries to sleep it off, you lose every possession you own. Soon your body is stripped for parts. Obviously, you don't make it through the night. Alright, so we've had enough. Let's go ahead and this is where the game is slightly different again. We put the widget on the slot machine, and this time we will not get any deaths. It's much higher probability that you'll get deaths in this version. In fact, you basically have to use the widget. But with it, it makes it so that you are going to win no matter what. Which is kind of what we want. Now, if I remember rightly, you can actually get a greater amount of money than the 250 that you could in the original. It's not much more. I think it maxes out at around 260 or 270. But it is higher. We're actually going to stop right here before we get more. Because I don't remember or if it does restore the slot machine or not if you need more money. So let's leave the bar.
Say there, pal. It's come to my attention that you're in the market for some transportation. I may be able to help if you'll follow me. I'd like to show you a fine little piece of machinery that'll knock your eyes out. So yeah, let's go ahead and see this, because, you know, fun to see the different slightly different dialogues and the animations. Come over here, pal. Wait till you see this.
Heh! Hold it right there, pal. This is a stick-up.
I'll just relieve you of your cash. Thank you very much. Come on, I ain't got all day.
Oh, so we actually have to manually give him the cash this time. Okay. Come on. Whoa. Oh, he's... Oh! 238 buckazoids. I guess it's better than nothing. Here, keep 5 for yourself. I gotta admit, you look like you need it. Well, you gotta be leaving now. Straight back the way you came in. Deviate from that path, and, well, you're grell kibble. And if you try following me, you'll get a nasty taste of my blaster. Got it? Good. Wow, so he flees before you can follow him. Interesting. Okay, well, let's restore. We're not doing that. Let's go over to Tiny's and take care of that. Ah, crap. Hang on. Let's do that again, because I didn't realize he was going to talk from over there. Or forgot. One or the other. Howdy, bucko. Can I interest you in one of the finest little used spaceships in the galaxy? You look like a man of discerning taste. This one, for instance, is just your speed, style, that is. This is quite the unique little unit. Never been flown over Mach 3. It was owned by a little old lady from Glanstrom. You have to fly to believe it, and she can be yours for only 99 buckazoids. One-time offer only. Talk to me, friend. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this one, because, ships. So, how about it, partner? Can I interest you in anything here? Can we do business or what? I'm at your service. Talk to me, Chief. Alright, let's try this. Go on. I tell you, I think you made a wise decision. She's a beauty. The keys are in her. If you don't have any problems, don't hesitate to come back and tell us about them. It's been a heck of a pleasure doing business with you. Well, good luck. Come again. You proudly climb into your new used spacecraft. There's definitely something unique about it. You turn the key excitedly. Whoa. Drat, where did Mom and Dad go wrong? You be the judge. Well, geez, guy, it seems it developed some minor malfunction since we acquired it. We did have a small micro-meteoroid shower the other day. Maybe that was it. Yeah, that was probably it. Much as I'd like to, I can't refund your money. Company policy, it's out of my hands. However, I can give you 70 buckazoids credit from any other ship in our fine line of used spacecraft. Look around, see what you like. Okay, let's see here. Let's go up north, because we are leaving it. Hey, fella, wait up. As long as you're heading in that direction, why don't you let me show you my other fine spacecraft? No obligation whatsoever to you, pal. Just trying to be helpful to one in need. So they moved one of the spacecraft to this screen instead. Minor difference. Now just take a gander at these little beauties, sport. If you see one you like, just give a hoot. I'll stand right over here. No pressure. Absolutely none. Don't let appearances fool you. This baby may be a relic. I mean, a classic. But she's as dependable as the day we got her. And just think, you'll be the only one in the quadrant with one. I guarantee it. She's a beaut, ain't she? This little baby can spin around the planet in just under an hour. Look at the lines of the bodywork. They just don't make them like this anymore, you know what I mean? And she's a real bargain at 185 buckazoids. Of course, minus your 70 buckazoid credit, that would come to 115 buckazoids. Now, take a gander at these beauties. Okay, that was the same dialogue. Okay, let's go ahead and save, because we want to do this again. So how about it, partner? Can I interest you? Talk to me, Chief. I tell you, I think you made a wise decision. She's a beauty. Keys are in her, and if you have any problems, don't hesitate to come back and tell us about them. Whoa. Kersplat. Darn the luck. You've crashed in the dunes and ended your life. The various inhabitants of the Coronian Desert are now feasting upon your remains. Guess that wasn't such a hot purchase. So, I'd like to point out that this ship does make an appearance in the castle of Dr. Brain with Roger in it. Towards the end of the game is a little Easter egg. Okay. Well, there's a man with a good eye. This here's the keenest little scrambler in the hemisphere. Top of the line, handles like a charm. Perfect for cruising the asteroid fields. And she's got all the thrust a guy could need, I tell you. She's an outright steal at 214 buckazoids. Of course, that'll be a little bit less. Let me take a gander. Okay, let's just buy it. So, what are you trying to pull? You don't have the cash, you can hit the sand. Get on out of here. You're wasting my time. Alright, fine. Jeez, he just will... Okay. Come on, let's go. Alright, he's gone back. We need to go get some more money. Oh, geez. That music does not want to die. That is a bug. Alright, let's get this done and get some more money. And this time, let's make it explode, because we don't care about getting more money. We'll have enough. Actually, let's save before, because we can actually get a decent amount if we hit the spaceships. Maybe we will. Yes, good. Here we go. 319. You step back nervously as the overheated slot machines begins to sputter and smoke. Wow! I guess you overheated the poor old thing. Oh, I guess we do need to deal with Tiny again. Come on, let me get over, please. All right, Tiny, come on. Okay. All right. There you go. Money. Have I mentioned I have another party or two who are ready to deal? Not that I'm pressuring you or anything, partner. Just so you know. I tell you, I think you've made a wise decision. She's a beauty. The keys are in her. If you have any problems, don't hesitate to come back and tell us about them. It's been a heck of a pleasure doing business with you. Oh, by the way, you're going to need a droid to help you fly that thing. Well, good luck. Come again. Seated in the cruiser, you notice there are no controls within reach. Just a button marked Load. Tiny must have been serious when he said you would need a droid to fly this thing. And since you are currently droidless, there seems to be nothing else to do but climb out. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to Droids BS. This one is fantastic, because if you notice out here, we've got Robbie the robot. What do you want now? I was just about finished with my internal diagnostics check. Now I'm going to have to recalibrate my photoelectric scanner membranes and begin all over again. Carbon-based life forms can be so tiring sometimes. If you haven't purchased a robot, I have nothing for you. Now go away. Let's go on in.
Greetings, sir. Allow me to show you our fine line of robots, otherwise known as droids.
So, this one has a lot better selection of robots, which are all jokes. So we got Robbie the robot.
We have a wide variety of work-saving, life-enhancing, shiny, new, factory-fresh technological wonders of modern engineering wizardry. However, I can see that we would be more interested in our line of economy-priced used robots, wouldn't we? Please observe our robot preview screen. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask.
So let's take a look-see here. The view screen shows pictures of droids currently available in your other... Okay, Def Tech. Oh, hang on. We've got that's the robot from Lost in Space. Mirage, sorry, sir. I've sold my last one of these. So we're actually going to wait for Sucks 9000. You may pick up your purchase at our convenient Droids VS pickup area, located just out the door and to your right. Hello, sir. Your new robot will be here in a moment. Oh my, another shredded customer. I suppose someone will be upset about this. Why do I bother? You seem to have had trouble maintaining your composure, not to mention your molecular structure. Get yourself together! Unfortunately, you're the universe's only hope. So we actually need to give the coupon here, because Very good, sir. This coupon entitles you to a reduction of 20% in the price of any of our fine previously owned droids. So the Sux 9000 kills us. HU1D, pardon me for saying so, sir, but we don't appear to have enough money for our purchase, now do we? This one, I forget what this one's from, but this is a reference to a specific droid. A lot of these are. Let's go through them again and just try to pick them out. You could fill out one of our credit applications, although I seriously doubt that you would qualify. A Dalek, Doctor Who, of course. Hi Yao, that's a reference to a robot from a Miyazaki film. I forget which one, but it's still a fun one. The Max 42, it's another reference. I don't remember from where. Rock 2000, another reference. The Nav 201, that's the one we want to buy, but we're going to hold off just to see them all. No, we don't have enough for that one. That's Robbie, the robot, again. Def Tech. You may pick up your purchase at our convenient Droids BS pickup area, located just out to the door and to your right. It's in a box. Lovely. Here's your incredibly complex robot, sir. I sprained my thermodionodal tricycler carrying it out here for you. I hope you're satisfied. And I hope you're smarter than you look, or you'll never be able to put it together. How depressing. Unfortunately, you aren't smarter than you look, so you'd best leave the incredibly complex robot parts alone before you hurt yourself. Too bad they don't give rebates to retrobates. You can't tell if this is definitely out of your league, but you can't even open the boxes, much less assemble what's inside. What about this one? Well, okay. If you really feel competent enough to assemble this thing, just do it. Start with the smallest box. Oops. Guess this was a bit beyond your capabilities. Speaking of bits, that's all about that remains of you. Hope you can regroup those molecules and get back to the game. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the correct droid. You may pick up your purchase at our convenient Droids BS pickup area, located just out the door and to your right. Hello, sir. Your new robot will be here in a moment. Well, there he is, sir, programmed to follow you around like a whimpering little puppy dog. How humiliating. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the heck out of here. Let's go ahead and save and get in our shiny new ship. Once you are seated snugly in the ship's compact cockpit, the robot moves into position and you push the load button. So, a couple of things. For one, hey, wait a minute, where do you think you're going with my ship? And then, something appears. It's a time pod. It's a reference to Space Quest 4, which we will one day play later. Not tonight, though.
We have achieved escape velocity.
It might help if you were to tell me where we are going. Please indicate our destination on the touchpad in front of you. So, I do want to to go, but I want to just do a random code first. Because... Okay, I'm plotting our course. Course is plotted. Stand by for warp speed. Yay, more palette shifting. This is strange. The sensors are returning phantom images. There seems to be another ship in the vicinity, but its location is tough to pinpoint. Oh god, it's a Romulan ship from Star Trek. Hey, what's the deal with this guy? That was truly an unfriendly act. Perhaps you strayed into a sector you shouldn't have. So, let's go to sector HH, which is the original one. Sorry, that's an incorrect code. What? No, it's not. Let's try AA, which is... Because there's a couple of different deaths that you can get. Okay, plotting our course. Course is plotted. Stand by for warp speed. Ah, here we go. Good. Kaboom! Those unexpected asteroid belts will get you every time. Now you know why your ship is, or was, the only one in this sector. Get a life. Restore. And let's try to do this right. So we need sector IB. So yeah, those are the two ways that you can die in this version. I think it's hilarious and wanted to see it. And show you. The viewer. Boop and boop. Okay, I'm plotting our course. Course is plotted. Stand by for warp speed. So, those codes are copy protection in this game. It was definitely something that they would include in these games because they were all floppy disks, which could be copied. So, unlike the last time, it actually dodges out of the asteroids, even though it looks like we hit them. I really prefer the original animation for this sequence. I think it was a lot cooler. Sensors indicate a large ship in this sector. I wonder who it could be. We'll continue to scan for an ID. Whoa, that's a Sarien battlecruiser. We'd better stand off. If we get any closer, they'll detect us for sure, and we'll be space sputum. Sputum, sorry. Let's head out of here, okay, boss? Yeah, let's say okay. In the face of danger, you decide to turn and run, leaving Xenon and the rest of the universe to fend for themselves against those bad boys of the universe, the Sariens. When things get tough, the cream rises to the top. I guess I know which stratum you occupy. So that's just instant death. I love how it gives you that option. So this one was so yeah, unfortunately there was no way to save right before we do that, but it's a cute death with some cute dialogue, so we gotta sit through the animation again. What a terrible fate. Okay. Sorry if I'm not reading every line right now, because my voice is beginning to get a bit more raw. Let's head out of here, okay, boss? No. As you exit the ship, you carefully slide the jetpack on your back. So that part's automated. I gotta admit that the shadow is really cool. You're floating in space just outside the biggest darn spaceship you ever seen. You see a door. Perhaps it's a way in? So let's just do a quick save here. And we're going to go over Kia. Come on. Faster, please. Come on. We're almost there. There we go. And just like the last time, it's a gunning station. The inhabitants of this vessel apparently do not appreciate your desire to sightsee. I guess it's a good idea not to be wandering about the outside this ship. You are a carbon-based being. Now you're just carbon. Uh-oh. So in this version, we don't actually... they changed it a bit. You automatically remove the jetpack. But there's something else here as well. Which I'm going to show you. If you notice this lovely beam, or the red eye thing, it appears to be a decontamination unit. Something like the ones used to zap Andromedan cockroaches aboard the Arcada. You wonder what it's here for. So if we wait, we're going to find out. Alert, alert, organic contamination detected in airlock. Those laser shots are incredibly affected, as your body will attest. Being in plain sight probably didn't help you much. So this is another change. This was not in the original. You actually just have to kind of hide behind this bulkhead for it to not see you. Let's go ahead and save here. And the reason that that droid comes out is, well, you'll see in a moment. But basically, they're going to put out your jetpack, which is overheated. So, hang on. We're going to save right here, just because we want to see that animation. Oh, no, we can get in. Cool. So, in this case, we're going to do the same... Well, actually, no, because there is an animation for this. We're going to do both again. The Deltor, inside. Just going to... No, oh, okay, that's right. To open it, we use the Xenon Army Knife. Whoa! What a ride! Okay. We're going to restore because the air vents, I think, gets us more points. I love the little mice they had. Alright, let's see here. Not close enough to the vent. Let's get closer then. With a mighty wimpy kick, you manage to hurt your foot. However, the vent grill opens. And let's hop on in. Uh-oh, you hear someone coming. Darn static cling. Hey, look at that. By the most amazing stroke of luck, you've traded in your extremely conspicuous Xenon spacesuit for a Sarien officer's uniform, complete with helmet. Searching the pockets of your newly found disguise, you find the number of possessions you are packing has been greatly reduced. In fact, lost in that limbo void where socks and baseballs disappear is everything but the data cartridge. So this clears out your inventory. Why they do that, I don't really know. If you don't have the cartridge, you keep your Buckazoids. I do remember that from when I was a kid. I borrowed this version from a friend and didn't have the manual, so I didn't get the code. I didn't have the code to get the cartridge. So you actually, there is a different response if you don't have the cartridge. But we're not replaying through the whole game just to see that. That's stupid. Uniform. And if you noticed, instead of searching the pockets, the ID card was on the floor. In the pocket of this ugly outfit is a Sarien ID card. The name on the card is Butston Freem. You wonder if that's a common Sarien name. And if it is, you're glad you're not Sarien. I like the bug look of this. You close your eyes in hopes your death will be quick, but to your surprise, the guards do not notice you. In fact, you think your uniform is that of a higher-ranking Sarien officer worth sucking up to. Cool. So, we're going to take a quick waltz around this ship. You don't have time to stop and touch all this neat stuff. You've got a galaxy to save. So there is actually a reason I'm doing that. There we go. It's an Easter egg. If you use your tongue on that little medallion thing, one of the latex babes runs across the screen. But if you notice, well, maybe you don't know, but the palette is off for her. That's not what she looks like in Space Quest 4, which came out just around the same time that this did. It is a neat little Easter egg. There's absolutely no point in doing it beyond it being cool. The same with these screens. They're just kind of there for coolness. Let's go ahead and... I love the door sound. Very, very reminiscent of Star Trek. Oh, and you know what we should do? We should talk. How are you doing, son? Son, sir? Chills run down your spine as you realize he has no concept of the word son. Sir, are you trying to attend the maturation and reproduction ceremony tonight? You don't even want to begin to imagine what that might be about. Where might I find the star generator, soldier? I'm sorry, sir, it's confidential. If I told you, I'd have to kill you. No offense, it's just my job. Oh, no offense taken, soldier. Good work. Just checking your alertness. Yeah, that's it. Just checking your alertness. You wonder when the game designers are ever going to stop using that same old worn-out cliche about people killing you after telling them something secret. Let's just talk a bit more. Sir, I cannot chit-chat, so please move on. What's your name, soldier? My name is 4563345, but so everybody just calls me 456334538984337 for short. Let's see. I don't remember if there is... if it just cycles through. Sure thing, you arrogant green putz. Okay. Okay, it literally just cycles through. I couldn't remember if talking to them was a thing. And you don't have to kiss them either. In fact, it looks like you don't even get a point for talking to them. That's unfortunate. So, again, just like the original, those screens are purely just for fun, I guess. This is where you actually need to be. Okay, so this lovely beam thing. Let's go ahead and see what it's like. Whoa! Gee, that must have been pretty powerful energy beam, seeing as how it reduced you to a pile of carbonized matter. So yeah, there's just some cute little death animations here that are not present in the original. Soft. Come on. Man, this is pixel perfect. Okay, so a couple of minor things. If you notice, there's a droid here. And it's not the same security droid that was in the original, because that they actually got rid of. Instead, there is also a weird sort of iris here. Let's go ahead and interact with it. You give the cleaning droid a shove. It appears to be in standby mode and doesn't budge. No, that's not what I was trying to do. I was trying to get to that. Come on. There we go. Yikes! I guess that was a bad idea, huh? I guess you'll be staying out of the garbage disposal in the future. So, it's there for a reason. Let's go ahead and just take care of this. Oh, welcome to the weapons dispensary. I guess I've got an IQ of 5,000, but they feel I'm only good enough to fetch weapons like some whimpering puppy dog. Crap. Hang on, I really do want to read that because it is a reference to Marvin from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And it's just such a great bit of dialogue. Let's do it, because the problem with some of the SCI games is you click when it auto advances. You'll have to show me your ID card so I can scurry off and fetch your weapon. Why they don't just wire me into the ship's systems so I could know who you are without even an ID card is beyond even my supreme intellect. Oh, how clever. You have an ID card. And my, what a lovely photo of a pre-proto-organic biped you have too. I guess I'll use my vast resources to fetch you your silly weapon. Please wait here if you can handle such a simple command. So you actually have to be very careful here because if he is anywhere on screen when you try to open that hatch, or when you do open it, when the animation of the opening happens, you will die. And we got to close that. There we go. All right. Let's go ahead and play with our gun. Allow me to state the obvious. This is an entirely bulletproof environment, designed to protect us from the acts of imbeciles who fire off rapid action implements in an enclosed space. Nevertheless, don't do that again. Oh my. We are even below organic intellectual levels, aren't we? Don't tell me. Let me guess. Your race evolved from belly button lint. Well, let's get this over with and do evolution a favor. Just an anvil. Thank you for playing Space Quest 1. Too bad you failed miserably and doomed all of your people to a horrible death at the hands of the Sariens. You quickly glance about the room to see if anyone saw your silly mistake. Better luck next time. So let's go ahead and hop on out, and we're going to take our lovely little grenade here and give it a little drop. Boom. The dead Sarien guard might have noticed that, if he were alive. One other thing that you can do in this, and I believe the original, is if you show the guard here at the star generator your ID, he will tell you the code to destruct it. So if you don't have the cartridge, you can still beat the game. Oh, welcome to the weapons dispensary. I guess I've got an IQ of 5,000, but they feel I'm only good enough to fetch weapons. Like some whimpering puppy dog. Alright. It's the same thing. I'm not reading all that again. Let's go ahead and show him the ID. And get the other grenade. Are you sure you don't already have your weapon? Organics like you have such a tricky memory. Are you sure you didn't do something silly like accidentally eating it or something? Oh, never mind. Don't overtax yourself. I'll just go check. And actually, while we're doing this, let's go ahead and oh dear, you carbon-based life forms can be so annoying. Even something with your incredibly low intelligence should know enough not to enter a restricted area. I guess I'll just have to destroy you to prevent you from reproducing more of your kind. So yeah, same one as last time, but a different animation. So definitely worth doing. Gonna grab the gas grenade, yoink, and head on back out and close it. As my supreme intellect suspected, another obvious organic life form error. Let me say this very slowly. There are no more weapons for you. Okay. So we have a second gas grenade that we don't ever use. And that's okay. Instead, let's go ahead and kill this Sarien. And yeah, you get points for the first one you kill. Come on. So, the reason that other droid is there is for this. In the original, your helmet goes into the elevator and disappears. In this one, which I think this makes much more sense, the trash droid picks up the trash, your helmet, and tosses it. My, aren't you the clumsy one? Because of your inability to walk without falling on your face, your helmet has been collected by the trash droid. Now you've blown your cover. The Sariens are sure to shoot first and ask questions later. Thankfully, this one is much, much more forgiving. Instead, this is what happens. They just miss for a while. You get a couple of times before they hit you. Let's see what the death animation is. There we go. Blammo! Those pulse ray pistols sure are effective little weapons. Even after it kills you, your meat continues to cook to a nice golden brown. Try not to get shot in the future. Even if your life isn't worth much, think about the rest of the universe. So yeah, in the original, it is instant. If they see you, you're dead. They're a good shot. In this one, you get at least a couple of shots before you're dead, which I'm glad they added in. It makes way more sense. Let's go ahead and head on down to the star generator. You remove the device from the guard's belt. It looks like you have found the remote control that turns off the force field around the star generator. And off you go. You press the stud on the remote, and the force field around the star generator begins to deplete. Alright, now what was that code again? It was 4997. You must fight the urge to dust and polish everywhere you go. You don't leave your fingerprints all over the ship. No, come on, there we go. What was it again? I've already forgotten. 4997.
Self-destruct engaged. Have a nice day.
I have to admit that I do like the have a nice day bit. Okay. So this one does not describe the heat coming off of it, oddly enough. Which isn't a bad thing, but a bit odd. Okay, so that guy is standing guard of the escape pods no matter what. We're going to do a couple of things. Escape. I'm going to hop on down. And we're going to do something else. We're going to go back up, and you'll see why in a minute. Another cool animation. And go right back down. But this time, there's somebody in there. There goes your ride, Roger. Too bad you can't call a taxi. And at this point, you've soft-locked the game again. For some reason, you didn't... I didn't see that there's normally a Sarien guard in there. But I guess ScumVM is bugged or something again. Let's just hop on in. Kaboom! And a nice palette shift of the kaboom. I really like that text effect. Hang on, I want to see the score. Oh, 201, we did it. We got a full score this time. Roger Wilco, we the people of Xenon extend our limitless appreciation and eternal gratitude for your acts of heroism. And it's King Graham from King's Quest. It looks exactly like him. Because of your bravery, the planet Xenon, and indeed the entire galaxy, has been saved from domination by the evil, not to mention ugly, Sariens. It is my honor to present you with the coveted Golden Mop, a symbol of pride and accomplishment to members of your esteemed profession. Henceforth, and for all time, you will be known as Hero of Xenon. And the two guys' statue is a great touch, too. Well, Roger, you did it. You saved the galaxy, received your profession's most noble tribute, and got the girl. Wait a minute. There wasn't any girl. Sorry. Well, you got the mop anyway. From now on, Xenon's your oyster. All you have to do now is sit back and let the book... Now as the sun sets on your peaceful blue planet, Xenon and Roger Wilco's first adventure, yes, I'm afraid there are more. We hope you remain, and it scrolls too quickly. But basically, yeah, there's more games. What a fantastic game. We will let it play out here. Oh! Hang on. I do want to restore before we set off the star generator. Because there's one more animation to show you. One more death. I nearly forgot about it. What happens if you don't put the self-destruct on the star generator? What happens then? You're probably wondering. Well, let's see. Hop on in. Vroom. Phew, you're off the Deltor and safe at last. You can't ignore, however, a nagging feeling that you've forgotten something important. Now, what could that be? While you sit back and relax, soaking in the distant view as you excitedly approach Xenon, you have the uneasy feeling that you might have forgotten something. Whoops! Congratulations! You did a great job! To a point. That is, if you overlook the fact that you forgot to set the self-destruct sequence on the star generator, leaving it ready for the Sariens to use against Xenon and the rest of the universe. Nice try. So yeah, that's Space Quest 1 for you. I hope you all had a fantastic time watching. We will definitely continue other Space Quests, and other Sierra games in general, because we've got Police Quest, we've got Manhunter, Leisure Suit Larry, the Laura Bow series, more King's Quest, Gabriel Knight, Eco Quest, the Conquest series, both Conquest for Camelot and Conquest of the Longbow, the Dr. Brain series, Freddy Farkas Frontier Pharmacist, Gold Rush, Codename Iceman, which Codename Iceman is one of the notoriously hard games put out by Sierra, and I've never played it beyond like about 5 minutes worth of playing it. So we're going to do that one on stream at some point, and that one's probably going to be a bunch of parts because I want to try to do parts of it without a walkthrough. The notorious submarine sequence we might have to use a walkthrough for because it is especially hard. But you know what? We're going to try it, and we're going to have other people in the chat talking about what I'm doing wrong and how I'm fucking it up. Oh, and we've also got Quest for Glory. We are going to do that one as well. But that one's going to be through DOSBox because of the importing of characters into the next game. So, it's getting quite late here. We've been going for about 3.5 hours. I want to thank you all for watching again. And we'll be streaming again soon. I'm not sure. It might be before Friday, but if not, we'll be doing more Baldur's Gate 3 on next Friday. Thank you all again, and Haxxor out.